Hey, how's
Hey,
it go? How's it going? Welcome to the show. Fans, we are legally obligated here at the Jock and Nerd Podcast to disclose that this show is made from non-GMO ingredients. It's gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, free of charge, but full of swears.
Oh, shit.
And it's also 100%
Rebel approved.
strap in for the latest geek news and this week's comic book TV reviews in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Thursday, April 28th, 2016.
It's the Jock and Nerd Podcast with your hosts, Anthony and Imran.
Jock and Nerd. Hi, everybody. This is the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
And my name's Anthony,
He's the Jock.
and he's the nerd.
And that sexy felty in the corner, that's the Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs?
Hey, that's me. Hey, what's up, dudes? How's it
How's
going?
it going?
How's it going? It's my return to Blab.
It's been, I forgot what you look like, and you still look like a 12-year-old Filipino houseboy. So that's good. Not much has changed.
Even in the tank.
I think you're actually Benjamin Buttonings on us. You look younger every time you're on the show, right, Ruggs?
He's too sexy to be on this show.
Too
really-
sexy.
It really makes me feel self-conscious.
Listen, everyone, happy National Superhero Day.
Geek boner.
Did you
Whoa.
know that was a thing?
Not until you went on our account and tweeted it out.
They're just making shit up now. That's all it is.
All I know is, look, there was a hashtag, it was a thing, and I jumped on. It's also National Take Your Kid to Work Day.
Okay.
Also National Punch a Grizzly Bear in the Dick Day.
Oh, shit.
Now,
Is it really?
that last one is really hard to celebrate because if you get it right, it's the last thing you're going to be fucking celebrating. Now, I made that
I
one.
want to try it tonight.
Hey,
I
2
don't-
days ago it was Alien Day. It was LV 426 Day.
426, which that was
Yeah.
the
That's
spaceship.
the Alien. Yeah, that's where they found all the xenomorph eggs in Alien
Oh.
1 and 2.
Ooh, Alien. That's a good geek boner holiday. Ruggs, I think we need National Feed a Felty Day or like Hug
You
a
can
Puppet
do that,
Day
or you can
something.
put National Put Your Hand in Your Butt Day.
Oh, yeah, National Fist Up the Slack Hole Day. How
No,
about that?
you just put your hand in your butt and you smell it.
Jock and Nerd. And then you like talk and pretend you're your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you know what my slack hole smells like.
National Hand Up Your Ass Day. I don't know if you need a day for that. Every day for the Rugs is National Hand Up Your Ass Day.
Hey, that's how I check.
Listen, I want to thank everyone on the Blab right now for hanging out. If you're a first-time listener to the show, here's what's going to happen. We got a bunch of geek news we're going to go over. We are going to talk about this week's latest episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and yes, the Fear the Walking Deads. We're gonna try. We're gonna take another stab at that one. And then I got a bunch of awesome listener tweets, emails, lots of great engagement to read at the end of the show. And then if you're here in the Blab, we're live on Blab. Hang out to the end. We're going to open up that box and geek out with you guys. And shout out to Jordan Radford for helping us out, our badass Blab assistant, with the fourth box. Also, Anthony, I also think every while and then we got to be like, we got to tell people who the show is for. Because maybe they'll be like, what? Oh, that's all this Jock and Nerd podcast. Who is this show for?
Human beings.
Yeah, people.
If you have ears, this show is for you. If you're a jock or a nerd, a freak or a geek, this show's for you. You found the right show.
I would say we lean more towards the nerdier part of people, but as if you've ever heard the show or if you're listening the first time, I'm jockey and nerdy, so people that have that in them and have been suppressing that can listen to this as well.
If you're a felty that lives in the alley, this show is for you.
That too.
Overall, broadly, my point is this show is for anyone who didn't feel like they fit in at any time of their lives. We embrace the difference. We got furries watching, people. I mean, come on. That what more needs to be said? Just by pressing play on the show, you have joined the empire of stupidity, and we thank you for helping us grow this Jock and Nerd.
I got to explain though. You said we have furries watching.
Yeah.
Watching because this show is live on Blab and we do this weekly, so you can actually watch us live. Or so if you're listening right now on your podcast app and don't know what we're referring to, it's our weekly live show that we also put onto podcast format.
And that's a great segue because For those watching right now, Anthony is modeling a very sexy piece of Jock and Nerd swag that you can pick up yourself at jockandnerd.com/shop. He is wearing a red tank top that will be making the EDM rounds this summer. The festival rounds, you're going to see the Jock in a douchebag tank top with his own...
With my own face.
Don't you think he looks, he's looking sexy?
I'm jealous. I want his face, and I want to have his shirt too.
Wait, you want him on your face? I
want to wear his face.
I think I misread
and then
that.
I want to wear a shirt too.
I'm modeling under my Spider-Man hoodie. I'm modeling the steel blue model of t-shirt.
Whoa.
Now,
Ooh, is that blue? It looks gray from over
Well,
here.
it's
but
called
hey.
steel blue. It's like a nice.
Oh, okay.
I think I ordered one,
Oh,
or someone ordered one for me.
yep, I think.
Oh, shit.
That must be that other order. Pretty soon we will all be decked out in Jock and Nerd gear. We also have great, look, I got a mug right here. Just check out jockandnerd.com/shop. And audio listener, all you got to do is in the show notes, I'm going to embed the YouTube of this show. So just go to check out jockandnerd.com for the show notes for this episode 97/97. You can play the video and you can check out Sexy Anthony and Sexy Rugs and Furry Imran.
I'll take it.
All
There
right.
we go. Pretty
Let's-
accurate. There we go.
Let's get to the geek news, everybody.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
What's up, Dave?
David Mobley in the house. What's up, dude? You guys, our listeners are pretty goddamn awesome. I'm realizing more and more every day. We've been getting a lot of great listener engagement. If you listen to our last show, the Hater's Guide to the MCU.
Jock and Nerd.
That's right. It was the Hater's Guide to the MCU. That is possible.
Hate.
You got to listen. We read an email from a new listener, Ron O'Rourke, who is just awesome. Has a way with words. I got more emails at the end of the show. You're going to wait. I'm teasing it. But Ron's helping me out there. He sent us a piece of news. He wants to hear our thoughts. This is what he says. Just wanted to pass along a link to an interesting Deadpool-related story. When I read a person being touched on their privates or displaying genitals, I immediately thought of Rugs. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it on the show. Now, before I get to the story, can I just point out the most awesome thing Ron is doing here? He's helping me out, people. Who puts these notes together? I'm like scouring all week looking for interesting news bits to talk about. And Ron here, oh my God, thank you for helping me out. Sending us
Doing your job.
absolutely. You know, you two fuckers can help out once in a while too, you know. You guys are actually on the show. This motherfucker's just listening and he's helping me out.
I know.
I don't.
No,
I don't
just-
know.
Well, I'm just busting your balls with you, Rugs, not you, Anthony. Anyways, headline of this article: Deadpool responds to local movie theaters' possible fine for showing his movie. Ryan Reynolds tweeted out his response Sunday to Salt Lake City Brewviews Cinema Pub. It's a 21 and older movie theater that serves alcohol, and it's being fined up to $25,000 and threatened to have their liquor license suspended for 10 days for showing the R-rated superhero film Deadpool. According to Utah code, an establishment that serves alcohol is forbidden to show a film that depicts a simulated sexual act or shows a person being touched on their privates or displaying genitals. And I believe all of that is in the movie, which was noted by state investigator Reynolds.
So what kind of movies can this movie theater show? That's stupid.
Just Disney films.
Yeah, I like to get a couple of drinks and watch fucking Lion King. Like that's what I do. I'm gonna go to the theater with my boys, and we're gonna order a shitload of beer, and then we're gonna watch fucking Mulan.
This is it's ridiculous because it's a 21 and older, and they serve liquor. So what? Yeah, what are they gonna show? Ryan tweeted, "Thank God they found a way to legislate fun." But the Brevis and their attorney have filed a lawsuit against the state, arguing that the theater's First Amendment right is to free speech has been violated, which it has. And they got a crowdfunding campaign. They're trying to raise $75,000 to fight censorship. And then someone later, under the name Ryan Reynolds, donated $5,000 to the campaign. So I don't know if it's him. But first of all, this is Utah, everyone. Let's just remember the state it's in. What's up, Mormons? How's it going over there? How's that?
How's it going? We love Mormons. I like
love.
Mormons.
Anthony? Do we have any downloads from Utah? I'm not sure.
We do get some. I'll look it up.
What,
but yeah,
what do you think about this whole incident here?
strange. I mean, like Rug Boy couldn't have said it better. What the fuck is that movie theater showing anyways? So
You should be showing all R-rated movies, and all of them should have genitals in them. All of them.
Absolutely.
Every movie should have an obligatory boobs or something.
They can only show
If you
like
have beer there. That's the first thing you're gonna think about.
I'm trying to think of like a R-rated movie that's just like a drama. I'm sure there's like a British movie with Anthony Hopkins that's R-rated for no reason.
We've just for the stat heads out there.
Yeah.
And this is way more in every other state, but Utah alone, we've got 15 downloads total.
All right, so fuck you, Utah. What is the matter? How about you just let the theater run its business and you worry about your own shit with the Mormons? I don't know. But
I like how many people in every state listen.
That's why we have the jock, dude. He's the numbers guy. He's got all the stats.
I like looking at this shit.
Thank you, Ron, for sending that in. Well, and you'll hear more from Ron at the end of the show. Just wait, everybody.
Ron's awesome.
Ron is awesome. I love listener Ron. Next bit of news kind of goes back to our this whole entire whitewashing conversation going on with movies, Marvel movies.
It's actually very interesting.
It's very interesting. A couple of interesting bits, specifically the casting of Tilda Swinton in Doctor Strange as the Ancient One. All right, so the writer of Doctor Strange, what's his name? C. Robert Cargill has come out in this video and discussed what was going through his mind. This is what he says. He says the Ancient One was a racist stereotype who comes from a region of the world that is in a very weird political place. He originates from Tibet. So if you acknowledge that Tibet is a place and that he's Tibetan, you risk alienating 1 billion people who think that's bullshit and risk the Chinese government going, hey, one of the biggest film watching countries in the world, we're not going to show you a movie because they decided to get political. If we decide to go the other way and cater to China in particular and have them be in Tibet, if you think it's a good idea to cast a Chinese actress as a Tibetan character, you are out of your damn fool mind and have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
So what's the Tibet controversy that they don't consider themselves to be Chinese?
Yeah, Tibet wants to be its own country, I believe.
Well, you've heard the free.
They want to be independent.
Yes,
and China
suppresses all of that.
Suppresses that, yeah, because they consider Tibet part of China. So that's a lot. There's a lot of political controversy there.
I mean, they're still kind of communist in the way that they control what news the people get, and they can make that judgment whether we show it. The government can make the judgment. Now, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, China accounted for $115 million in ticket sales. Look, this has nothing to do with racism. This, of course, like always, we should have known. It has to do with money. It always has.
Everything has to do with money.
Everything
it's all
has
money.
to do with money. Now, so then,
but I would just interject. Although there was a huge outcry, because it's been building Asian characters getting recast as white people.
Yep.
Although this is about money, it's also about offending people, and I think they went the safest route they could, and they tried to, and they got a pretty good actress to fill that role. So
this was you're right. This was a
learning about this. Learning about this
situation for them.
Yeah, it's a no-win situation, and I think they're making a pretty decent call here.
Don't you think that it sucks that like all the political bullshit gets in the way of just making a movie?
Oh yeah,
like doing what you want, like all of this stuff, money, demographics, all of this stuff, it all gets involved, and then you can't just do what you want to do.
At the end of the day, it's show business.
You gotta follow the money. It's when it's not, you don't think it's about the money, it's about the money. It's always about the money. Now, if you think of Iron Man 3, this is possibly why they did what they did with the Mandarin character. Another way to kind of skate by this thing. So between a rock and a hard place, they picked the least damaging option.
Did you know in Iron Man 3 they had a China only scene or two where they had like Chinese actors? Yeah.
Whoa, they replaced scenes with Chinese actors.
They added some stuff. Yeah, China's market is huge and it's emerging, and all these films are catering to that market. That's this Chinese market thing is very interesting. Before we get to this next bit, they also Marvel spokesman came out to Mashable. They further kind of distanced themselves from this in a very weird way. This is what they said on Mashable. Marvel has a very strong record of diversity in its casting of films and regularly departs from stereotypes and source material to bring its MCU to life. The Ancient One is a title that is not exclusively held by any one character, but rather a moniker passed down through time. And in this particular film, the embodiment is Celtic. Or is that pronounced Celtic? Celtic.
Yeah.
We are proud to have this enormously talented Tilda Swinton portray this unique and complex character alongside our richly diverse cast. So, what the fuck? They just
I don't know.
they're like, okay, no, this is a Celtic. It's
I
Irish.
shit on that explanation.
What the fuck is this?
I crap on you.
I
poop on
it's
you.
a lot
The
of
ancient
them,
one has always been considered an Asian character.
It's very weird. It's a lot of them dodging things, but that I thought was odd. Now, in a related story, this gets even better. This really tells you how strong this China market is. Paramount is getting sued by China for Transformers 4 not having enough product placement. Now we know these Michael Bay movies, there's fucking product placement everywhere. I was actually like, how is he gonna miss something? They failed to put in a logo. Transformers 4 shot in parts of the movie in Wulong Karst National Park, and the Wulong Karst Tourism Company made a deal with Paramount to display its logo in the film. The deal paid Paramount $750,000.
Whoa, that's almost $1 million.
No, but hold on. Paramount failed to put the logo in. They're suing them for $27.7 million.
Oh shit!
Holy crap!
For missing one This is how strong. This is crazy, man. China's gonna be the next superpower. Watch.
It already is almost.
Anthony, can you check our stats in China real quick before I say anything else?
Yeah, give me one.
It's 15 people, just like everywhere else.
It's just for 15. But man, that sucks for I mean
I have a solution for this.
Yes.
This whole whitewashing bullshit.
Almost 400 from China.
Whoa, that's pretty good. Damn.
I'm surprised they get podcasts over there.
All right, listen. This is the solution for this whole whitewashing thing.
Yes.
All right. There's a little thing. It's called Netflix. You might have heard of it. All right.
Never heard of it.
On Netflix is a fucking fuckload of foreign films. Start watching those motherfuckers. I know you don't like subtitles, but start watching them. Because if everybody starts watching these foreign films and say, hey, we'll watch it. We'll watch other movies with other people in them, with people that are not white or whatever in them. That'll start to shift the paradigm a little bit because they'll see that the interest is there. But since people are lazy and don't want to read subtitles, or they're not even curious to go, I love to watch those movies. I watch as many foreign films as I can.
Great. And really, all we need is one of these dudes to break through and be a lead in a movie that's a big box office smash.
But we don't even need a foreign actor. We could just show them that the interest is there, that diversity, people want it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of Asian actors and actresses in America that aren't foreign. But like you guys have hinted at, it's only going to happen if someone takes a risk and they make a ton of money at the box office with this guy. Imran off air has suggested Steven Yeun.
Steven Yeun, I'm looking at you, Glenn from The Walking Dead.
I think that is a very good idea because he is very, very popular right now.
And he's a great actor. Yeah.
And he's not playing a role in Walking Dead or he's your typical Asian guy at all. He's just a dude that happens to be Korean, I believe, in that show.
Yep.
That's right.
So we just need one, Fisher Stevens in brownface playing a Pakistani, and it's not going to cut it from short circuit.
You need one dude. It's because Asian girls have been in big films, but Asian dudes, unless it's a kung fu sort of karate sort of thing, it's not been happening.
Again, what does it go back to? It goes back to the money. Bring me a dude that can make me the same money, your Tom Cruise can make, and I'll put him in a movie. I mean, you can kind of see that from their point of view, but it sucks.
It's just that they're putting up so much money for these movies now.
Yeah,
they look at the American Asian demographic or any other thing, and they're like, okay, there's 80% white, and everybody else is another amalgam of like the other 20%. And they're like, and then from a business standpoint, it looks stupid,
right,
to bet on it. But whatever.
Sure.
I mean, people don't watch things just because whatever. It's just, do you like the actor? Does the actor make sense in that role? Is he a good actor? But who knows? That's how they make movies now.
Jordan has a comment. She says in the chat, if you can watch anime, you can watch foreign films. And that's a great strategy, Ruggs. Binge these foreign films and also binge Young Justice, people. We might get a third season if people watch it enough.
Oh, yeah.
On Netflix. Just turn it on, keep it going.
I have it on in a loop.
Yeah, just keep it going. It'll happen. Young Justice season 3. Moving on. Ruggs, I know you are avoiding the X-Men trailers. Are you still of that?
Yeah, I'm avoiding them like the plague.
All right, well, I'm sorry.
Is there a reason? You just don't want to watch them, Ruggs?
I feel like the trailers ruin my movie watching experience.
Okay.
Like, especially, I'll tell you what happens. The first couple of trailers I watch, but then when they start doing the TV spots, they start giving you everything.
Okay,
I
that's
would agree.
interesting. You brought that up because we're going to discuss that with another movie. But I'm gonna spoil this trailer for you because this is it's interesting that this new X-Men Apocalypse trailer. First of all, like we said, hardly any buzz for this movie, but it looks fucking epic, dude. It looks
It's good.
you see Apocalypse's voice change and get really doubled up. You see Mystique taking control. You see the Four Horsemen, but what you see at the end is what I want to give away. The very end of the trailer, Mystique's like, "Wow, you guys were busy," and they're like, "Oh, we had some help." And then all you see is a hand, and you hear the sound, sneak it, and you see the claws, and it cuts right there. So Wolverine's gonna be in this movie, I guess, whether we don't know what role, but they gave away Wolverine, isn't it? He's kind of like, Fox's Batman. They got to shove Wolverine and people will go see the movie. I don't even know if I wish they didn't do that. I wish they didn't even tell us and we just got surprised.
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea he was gonna be in the movie.
But
I could have figured, but yeah, I didn't see that.
And it may be a reaction to like how we're saying that nobody's really talking about this movie. And now with this reveal, it might start to generate.
Case in point, like this movie has Fassbender and the other guy, but none of these guys, I don't even know their names. Like, I mean, I know Fassbender and and what's her name? The Mystique girl,
Jennifer Lawrence.
But there's no real high profile, like old school big actor in there.
Now you really are going to see these characters.
Jackman's established.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And they got, I saw another set pic where they're kind of wearing like old school 80s outfits. Like Nightcrawler has like the red V leotardy thing. Like it looks cool. I mean,
I got a nitpick already though.
Yeah.
Well, if this movie is set in the 80s, that means First Clash, which was set in the 60s, was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know about y'all, but I don't think Jennifer Lawrence has aged 20 years.
Well, she's Mystique. She can look like whatever age she wants to be.
All right, let's go with Beast. Let's go with McAvoy. Let's go with Fassbender. Do they all look 20 years older than they looked at First Class?
Oh, that's a good point.
No,
so I know that they want to align this up so that Jean Grey and Cyclops, because they want to align it up with the 2000 films, and for that to kind of make sense, that Cyclops and Jean Grey would have to be like in their 20s, maybe in the 80s.
Yeah.
For that to even make sense timeline wise, but it really doesn't make sense with the people from the 60s.
Maybe I didn't even think about that.
It's a good grab there, Anthony.
And Quicksilver. Maybe there's like a time. Maybe they jumped through a time machine thing, and they just. It's
just they had shitty. They're trying to make this all connect, and it's really rough with the timelines in X-Men.
Yeah.
But overall, the trailer looked pretty good. I know there's a lot of complaints online about Mystique being like the leader of X-Men because that never really happened in the comics, and Magneto being part of Four Horsemen, which isn't really a thing either.
And you know what? I'm okay with that because in this universe, let's see what the story is. It kind of, here we go, right here at the end, Ruggs. Watch, it's kind of cool. It's just a second. Chunk, there it is. It kind of makes sense in this universe. Let's see what they're giving us. I would totally buy that this Mystique is gonna lead the people.
Didn't they say that this is a whole new timeline or something that they reset from the other movie?
Yeah, it's a new timeline. This going forward, those movies were basically erased, the ones in the 2000s. So I guess it is kind of a new timeline, but doesn't explain the past.
But the X-Men time continuity in the comics is just as fucking convoluted. Really, try to make heads or tails out of that, you will give yourself a brain fart.
Yeah.
So I like what they're doing with it. Moving on, we got a little news about a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Now, similar to like how Sam Raimi has his Bruce Campbell and he gives some little cameos, like he was in all the Spider-Man movies. James Gunn and a certain Nathan Fillion have a kind of a similar relationship. He had a cameo in the first movie, but he was like a big blue dude and you couldn't really recognize him.
Right.
In this movie, he's got a really fun cameo, and he's actually a character in the Marvel universe. And all this came out as they saw their set pictures. I guess they're shooting a scene on Earth, like present day Earth, and the scene is from a film festival. It's a Simon Williams film festival. Now, if you're a really hardcore Avenger nerd, Simon Williams plays one Wonder Man. And it's not.
Yeah, he is Wonder Man. He doesn't play him.
I mean, he's an actor in the comics, but he is Wonder Man, not Wonder Woman's husband, but just a Wonder Man. But so there's this film festival has posters, and this one is a great Easter egg. It's a poster of a Tony Stark biopic starring Simon Williams as Tony Stark within the universe. Like, that's kind of fun. Ruggs, what do you know about Wonder Man? For the listener, we got an image up. Describe his costume real quick, because I didn't really get the Wonder Man.
His costume changes a lot, but like that's the one that I know of from when I used to read West Coast Avengers.
Yes,
he was on the Avengers, the West Coast Avengers, and that's the one that was based out in L.A. in California. And there was a New York Avengers and there's a West Coast Avengers, and Iron Man was in charge of it, and Wonder Man was one of the heavy hitters on the team, and he's basically made out of energy.
Oh,
You know,
Isn't he a little crazy?
yeah, I mean he's gone nutso a few times.
Okay.
But he at one point even became pure energy,
he's just really strong and fast.
and it was costumeless.
Yeah, and he's got red boots, as you know, your typical spandex, big red W on his chest, and red eyes. So, but I think this is,
And he's got the same shirt that Anthony's got on right
a
now.
little bit. He's got like a tank top with a W on it. But this is just gonna be like a quick cameo. Like, I don't know if this is like a flashback or what part of the movie, but they're having fun with it. I love when director has a guy that he just likes to throw in the fun parts, because the Fillion's castle is getting canceled, so he needs work.
He needs a job.
He-
He's gonna strap on the tights again.
At Cosmo Fox goes, I know nothing about Wonder Man. Just assume that he can summon bread.
He has the power of white bread, and
Whoa.
made out of lots of chemicals. That's definitely not non-GMO. I'll tell you
If
that.
I could summon bread, it wouldn't be Wonder Bread.
That's the worst. That's not bread, dude.
It would be some nice semolina, maybe a Portuguese roll.
Fucking Wonder Bread, you melt it down, it turns into Tupperware. I mean, that's not food. You shouldn't be eating that shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, another way to say whitewashing. Good one, Jordan. I like that one. Whitewashed bread. You notice the theme. Also, my skin is whitewashed because I used to be brown. It's a whole theme going on.
That's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different podcast and medical condition altogether. Now, we are 1 week away from, oh my God, Captain America Civil War. So
For our UK friends and
Dude,
people all over the world, they're getting this movie right now. They've seen it.
So jealous of you fuckers. Hey, Kevin Halden, Chris Richardson, 365 Felix podcast. I need you to send me a spoiler-free tweet of your reaction to the movie when you
They
see
probably
it.
hated it.
Please. No, Chris will love it. Kevin will find some way to fucking hate on it. That's all right. We hated
No,
on the
Chris,
whole
yeah,
MCU.
I gotta take that back. Chris is pretty reasonable. Kevin's kind of
No,
unreasonable.
Chris loves Spider-Man. He's gonna love this movie. Kevin's the fucking
Love you
one who
guys.
loves- Kevin's the one
Well-
we're gonna have to battle BVS with. Eventually.
That's right.
I wonder what Ruglad is gonna say.
Wait, Ruglad? Who's Ruglad?
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
the British rug boy. That's right.
Yeah.
Guys gotta-
What's Ruglad gonna say about this movie?
So I got one more week of trying not to watch the fucking 200 TV spots or
Hard.
getting any spoilers, because now more and more people are seeing this movie. It's already made $14.9 million today overseas. So
Jesus.
the money has already started to roll in. It's not out here for a week. But Ruggs, did you see I caved because they gave us a little bit more Spider-Man. Geek boner.
I didn't watch it.
Look, so all in all, we have like 9 seconds of Spider-Man, right? And in these 9 seconds, you get so much character from fucking this character. It's unbelievable. It's got me so excited.
You
I
get
don't know,
so
I
much
think you're
character
stretching it
from
a
this
little
fucking
far.
character.
About this, you know what? I'm
I
so
think you're stretching it a little bit, Imran.
I'm so excited that I can't even get the words. Yeah. So basically,
Spider-Man is his hall pass, basically, though.
it's
So
my fanboy pass.
take
Oh, yeah.
whatever he says with a grain of
Hashtag
salt.
fanboy. Listen, we got to see him swing in. He kicks the Falcon. He catches Winter Soldier's arm, and he goes, "You have a metal arm? That's awesome, dude!" Like effortlessly, like he's not even struggling, and he's quipping, and it's fucking perfect.
It was entertaining. I'll give you that.
It's perfect. And but
It was good.
like,
There was another one with Cap that I won't spoil, but this one was good.
Stop spoiling everything.
look,
I won't
this
spoil
is
this
all
one.
to say that from what I understand, all these spots they have done the marketing is amazing. They have done an amazing job to give you character without revealing any.
Have you seen your boy Kevin Smith's tweet?
No, what did he say?
Something along the lines of, "I saw Civil War tonight, hands down, best superhero film ever, and a great Spidey film."
Geek boner. God damn it. Why can't it be next week already? I'm not going to be able to get through this next fucking week. By the way, next week, listener hairs, I planned out your week. This is what you do. You celebrate May the 4th be with you with some Star Wars shit. Then Cinco de Mayo, you fucking get drunk, have a good time. Then
Eat some authentic tacos from Taco Bell.
Get some tacos. Then May 6th, you stay hungover or you sober up and you go see Civil War. And then May 7th is Free Comic Book Day. And if you're in the Chicagoland area, you can come hang out with us at Pastimes. There'll be a link with the details in the show notes. What a great weekend in the first weekend of May.
Yeah.
I'm speechless. There's so many things that I want to do now.
Am I the only one excited by this? So when you guys do see the movie,
I'm really excited about getting tacos right now.
Cinco de Mayo. It's Nerd Week next week. When you guys do
You said that seductively. That was kind of weird.
Cinco de Mayo. Hello. Orale tacos.
Jeez, that's not racist.
You have can you check the stats from Mexico?
Yeah, I got you.
Sits don't leave because there are confirmed 2 post-credit scenes, and I believe one of them maybe about Spider-Man. I don't know, and they've been revealed. And I'm trying not to watch it. This is gonna be really hard
for myself.
You
don't
goddamn
do it,
bastard! Don't tell me it's gonna be so hard. Jordan says you better Wonder Bread that. Yeah, let's just wipe that with Wonder Bread. So this next bit of news relates to something we talked about in our last episode, Hater's Guide to the MCU. We discussed,
35 downloads from Mexico.
Okay, we're fine. We're good. What's up, Mexico City? We were talking about how, look, Downey Jr., the guy who started this franchise, with the Iron Man, he's getting old. What are they going to do? We know he's going to be in a couple more movies. Well, he did this interview with Nightline. And there's 2 really important geek nuggets in this interview that I'm going to point out. One, and this is something else we talked about in the episode, Scarlett Johansson makes a quick mention that neither Black Widow or Hawkeye have a solo adventure in the works.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not happening.
Okay.
We're talking about having her in the lead movie. But the second one, the biggest news, is Downey Jr. told Nightline he feels he could do one more Iron Man. Oh, shit.
One more only?
One more after the Infinity Wars in Phase 4. You want to make an Iron Man 4? Downey is down. He's down.
Maybe because everybody kind of shit on Iron Man 3, he wants to redeem himself and go out on a high note.
Maybe it's the fucking boatloads of money they hand him every time he puts on this character.
Oh, yeah. But he's got money already.
What do you think, Anthony?
He could shit money.
I think he's just having a lot of fun. I think
that also, yeah.
The money is great. It's the only franchise that he can really guarantee himself a huge paycheck with, because Sherlock Holmes is kind of fluttered out a little bit. And if you think about it, from what I've read, he doesn't have to really do that much anymore in the role. He gets green screened the suit, so he doesn't have to actually wear that cumbersome suit. It's all CGI'd. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then most of his acting is just his face.
Yeah, mostly they just filmed his face.
He doesn't have to do a lot of physical stuff.
He could do that from home and just fucking Dropbox the fucking movie file to them and cash your check there, Downey.
I think it's actually a pretty easy role in terms of physical exertion.
Deal.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's having fun because he's kind of just being himself and being charming. And who doesn't love this Tony Stark? So,
what could they do? Which story could they do? The Living Laser?
Well, rumor is he also not only like you said, I've read a rumor redeeming Iron Man 3 and redeeming the Mandarin and making him an actual good villain.
Yeah, making him an actual fruit.
Making him a little clementine or a whole bag of little nectarines. Mandarin and his team of Citrus Avengers. Go Citrus.
Lemon, lime,
grapefruit.
Hey, by the way,
form up on me.
Did anybody see that lemonade thing by Beyonce?
What? No.
Yeah.
What now? Was this about that old childhood rhyme? Milk, lemonade. Round the corner.
Turn around the corner. The fudge is made.
There you go.
Get your finger in a little hole, and out comes a little Tootsie
It wasn't
Roll.
an hour of her just singing different versions of that. That's what I thought Lemonade was.
I would have preferred that, actually.
I have no idea what this is about.
Lemonade is, her grandmother said, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
Is that what her grandmother said?
That's what she said. She said, but if you watch the video and you watch the credits, you will see that everything that was written by some poet, not her.
Okay.
And if you watch the litany of cast that's after this thing, you'll realize that she had nothing to do with any of this. Like, it's supposed to be like her talking about how Jay-Z cheats on her, and then she like hates him, and she like is all pissed at him, and all of a sudden she comes around and she learns that she has to forgive him, and it's all fake. Because if somebody cheated on Beyonce, why would she stay with Jay-Z? Like, she could go and be with anybody. Why would you want to stay with his stupid ass?
Jordan says they have a child. You don't think Jay-Z sat there watching it going,
yeah, like everybody who has a kid just stays with the person.
I would say
cheats on.
I would say I do actually think he might have cheated on her, but
definitely.
I would say the reason why they're staying together is they kept their relationship so private, as if they had this like perfect thing. And I think that's important to Beyonce, is like, even if he did cheat on her, it'd be this acknowledgement publicly that he actually
But
cheated.
she's the only one that's blabbing about it all the time in her music.
That's true. But I don't think she wants, for her
it's
image,
fake.
she doesn't want a divorce.
I think it's fake.
Look, I'm sorry I
It's all
brought this
fake.
up, and we're gonna now talk about Scarlet Witch's boobs. If they're during the premiere of Captain America: Civil War,
Oh, I see this.
have you seen this photo? They were click that.
Oh, I want to see
Click
it.
that
now.
link also, because so they're all lined up, and Chris Evans, Mr. Captain America, who's awesome, clearly
has some
gets
nice
caught
boobs.
staring right at a braless Elizabeth Olsen standing next to him, which in itself is hilarious. Now the
I didn't know
internet.
she was working with that kind of rack. That's awesome.
Yeah, she's not wearing a bra under there, as you can clearly tell. But the internet, being the internet, has gone on a wild Photoshop frenzy, and some of these they did a good job photoshopping different things. You guys pick out a favorite. Are you looking at these things? I like the one where the alien is jumping out of her chest. That's hilarious.
I like that one where the boobs hang out.
That's all of them.
Oh,
There's
well, that's the one I like.
There's one that where they give her like a Stark arc reactor.
That's
good,
awesome.
Good work, internet. There's one where John Travolta is just interfering and grabbing her boobs for some reason.
If they're out like that, some people are gonna stare. Even the guy right next to you.
There's one where all of them have the same cleavage. Yeah.
These are
There's
good,
one
though.
with
These
Chris
are funny.
Hemsworth as face replacing
Jordan
Elizabeth
throwing
Olsen.
these all up. These are awesome.
Jordan, good work. This is hilarious. So good job, Photoshoppers. Like, I like the one where they all have boobs. Like that
That's
just,
good.
it makes it
Yeah, I
fair.
kind of like that.
It
One. Makes me feel weird.
Is she
though.
Carrie in this one? Is that pizza?
Well, no, that one he turned her into meat. Like,
Oh.
Like, yeah, the
piece
meat
of
dress.
meat
like
dress,
that Lady
got
Gaga.
Lady
yeah,
Gaga.
or the Lady Gaga. They're like, she's not a piece of meat. They're like, oh, they actually turned her into a piece of meat. So
Nice.
good stuff. Even Captain America can fall now and then. People, this is
Hey,
nobody's
he's perfect, but he needs to see some boobies too.
He hasn't gotten laid
In
yet.
like 80 years. He's been frozen
a
for
virgin
half
forever.
his life. Cut the guy some slack.
Right.
All right, last bit of news that just broke that I thought was really interesting, considering the comic book convention season has kind of started. We had C2E2 here. And
Is
we
this
got
about
the big-
Fox?
Yes. We got the big San Diego Comic-Con. Now, wasn't it last year that Marvel did not go to San Diego?
Marvel did not go.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because they're like, we don't need this. We got Disney. We got a whole Disney goddamn convention. We can run our own shit over here.
If you look at what Fahey said, he said they didn't have it ready for then.
They needed more time.
But we'll take them at that. We'll see. I don't know. if that's
Something
the
else
case.
may be going on, because now Fox has said that after last year's leaks, like the Suicide Squad leak and the Deadpool kind of leak during the convention, Fox has decided not to showcase its upcoming movie releases in Hall H, the great grand San Diego Hall H of San Diego this year, as it feels as they can't prevent the privacy of custom trailers or exclusive footage. So that means no Assassin's Creed, no look at Wolverine 2, no clips from the Maze Runner, no announcement about Deadpool or Gambit. Now, what do you guys think?
They've got
and
Alien.
and Alien too. So, and people have said that maybe, they always accuse the studios of leaking this shit on purpose. And the X-Men producer Hutch Parker says that's just stupid. Why would we do that? The two sides being, now it sucks for the people going there.
Yep.
It's less of a draw, but now they can control. They can't confiscate 6,000 goddamn cell phones
No.
during the thing. What is the other option? Is this gonna hurt the con? Can this be a return to actually just comic book convention and all the studios? Yeah, fuck this, we're not going.
It will hurt the con. in terms of mainstream appeal and in terms of as the only one that's been to San Diego Comic-Con.
Yep.
That was a huge appeal for me, is seeing Spider-Man footage of Amazing Spider-Man a year before it came out. I saw it with him with the wires. Like, it was not finished at all. But I mean, even since 2011 when I went, I mean, smartphone technology is so much quicker, so much better. I mean, people are literally you can record stuff very discreetly.
And good quality.
Well, I think although the footage being leaked is a factor, I think the bigger factor is money. And that is because studios go through all this effort to cut trailers and to put together footage and to fly in all their actors for an exclusive showing in front of 6,000 people. That at the end of the day really doesn't make them build any more buzz for their movie than they had before. And they're not making any money off of this because they're not charged. San Diego Comic-Con makes all the money off of this. So, for instance, Scott Pilgrim Rules the World, or whatever the fuck that movie was called. Ton of hype off of Comic-Con. Made shit at the box office.
Did not translate, did it?
That was the start of the downfall of studios investing in Comic-Cons and saying, "Oh, this is going to build hype." It doesn't build hype because it just doesn't translate to the box office. So, like Marvel, and you'll see like Star Wars, they're going to start creating their own cons so that they can make money by charging people to come to their cons and then control the message and have their own little things without giving any of that money to San Diego.
It's not worth the nut anymore. Ruggs, what do you think?
It's a bunch of poppycock. Lame.
It's just
I don't know. I mean, like, to some people, like, yeah, having celebrities at a convention and seeing some shit that nobody else has seen, being the first one in, you know, that's appealing. But to the people who really love comics, that's annoying.
It is annoying. And to be fair, too, or not fair, but it is kind of difficult to get into Hall H. You have to, like, I think the convention starts at like 1 or 11, somewhere around there. But people are in line to go into Hall H at like the next like 12 midnight, or like, it's ridiculous, the line. Like, you literally will, if you get into Hall H, like as I did on the Friday, I didn't get to experience any of the rest of the con because once you leave, you're done. So I had to sit there throughout the whole day, not eating.
Yeah,
well, you can't leave.
I was just going to bring it up because that time should be spent meeting independent artists,
you don't.
Down Artist Alley, supporting the small guy, maybe picking up some books from the big publishers. And now you've just fucking wasted all that money to sit in line for 3 hours for 3 minutes of footage. And it doesn't make any sense. You can't, if they release the shit online afterwards, that makes it less special. They need a new strategy. I like what Star Wars did last year. I thought that really worked. First of all, their whole marketing, they didn't give anything away. What they did was they had this whole concert and they took people out, and it was an event. It was an experience. They marched people to an outdoor venue and they put on a Star Wars music on a symphony. Like, that is a special experience for a fan. That's something that's worth the price of admission.
There's no reason that San Diego should be that big. The San Diego Con.
I agree.
There's no reason for such a huge show. It's like, it's completely like, I go to the New York one because I've never been to San Diego, but that's the biggest con that I've ever been to. The one at the Javits.
That's a long con. You're playing the long con.
I mean, you can't even fucking walk and enjoy the show. You can't shop.
Yeah.
You can't look at stuff because there's so many stupid mouth breathers in there and cosplayers that don't give a shit about anything. They just want their picture taken and have attention because they're wearing some kind of stupid outfit. And then they get mad when you do give them attention. You're objectifying me. I'm like, why are you walking around with your tits hanging out? And then like, come on.
You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Look, movie studios, fucking go make your own conventions. I'm completely on board with that. Leave the Comic-Con. Let's bring it back down to what it was. To just about even let's get Marvel Comics there, DC Comics and other publishers, independent writers, creators. You guys go make your own con. People will still come. We're willing to spend lots of money on whatever you put out there. Go ahead and do it. Is D23 like open to the public though?
Yeah.
I don't know about D20. It's biannual, so it's not every year.
Oh, it's not even every year.
But that's something that I read that Faraci was speculating they might do that yearly now that they have Star Wars and Marvel and Pixar and all all their stuff. But even DC, like Marvel, they did their Marvel event this year and that did very well. So it just doesn't financially. It doesn't make sense. I mean,
No,
these
you're right.
studios have enough properties that they can host their own cons and make
Especially
money. Off of
Disney
that stuff.
has enough
Fox
shit.
too. I mean, if you
Yeah,
you
that's
read
true.
that slate of movies, those are all movies that if they were to go to a con,
Yeah, people
they
will
would.
go.
Yeah, people, and those are all nerdy kind of titles that people would want to see. So if Fox did their own con, just doing all their movies and celebrities, people would pay for that.
Dude, I totally go to like an X-Men cinematic universe con. That'd be kind of fucking cool. With once they start bringing in,
Well,
like,
you throw that in with like the Alien franchises and the
oh
movies.
yeah, I keep forgetting they got aliens too. Yeah, they got a lot
They
of
got the
good,
Harry Potter stuff. They got a lot of shit.
properties. Wow. All right, let's see. Maybe we can, comic book geeks can take back the con, everybody. All right, gang, that's it for the news.
Yeah.
Let's get to this week's TV shows.
Prepare to be spoiled.
You better prepare, because we're about to spoil this week's latest episode of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We're in season 3, episode 18, titled The Singularity. And man, a lot of big shit kind of happened big and quietly at the same time. But overall, this was I like the direction the show is going, because I did not know what was going to happen after last week, where Daisy just rocks the place and she's part of Hive and leaves. I was like, whoa, I don't know where this is going to go. And I love that. Did you guys notice the opening shot was a beautiful single camera choreographed shot going above doors and coming through doors and following Mac and May, and then into the hangar, and then you saw the big plane. Like, that was the set looked great, and I appreciated. I love the single camera shots.
Yeah. Well, Anthony
They
always says
they
walk
made
in
it
the
a
hallway
little bit more
talking, so
interesting
that was
with
more of that.
like a one take hallway scene, pretty much is what it was.
I have to agree with you. I liked this episode. I'll give it due when it's due, and the Daisy twist is kind of throwing everything through a loop, and it was good. It was entertaining for sure.
Very entertaining. I love
and you question if there's any Daisy left in her.
So this is, I don't understand. Let's talk about this a little bit, because
Yeah.
they said that Fitz and Simmons, I think they kind of figured out that Daisy's like addicted to him, like chemically, but he has Ward's memories, and she's kind of treating him like he's Ward, and like then she rests her head on his shoulder. It's very creepy the way she's attracted to him. How much of herself is in control and how much of it is Hive is what I can't pin down.
They hinted when she destroyed the base that, like, if she really wanted to,
Right.
she could have destroyed it.
So she was holding
She
back.
held back, and she held back too on Fitz in that one scene.
Oh shit, that was great, dude. Ruggs, did you enjoy her force choking fucking Fitz? She had some great dialogue to him while she was holding him up against the wall with her powers. Remember,
She Darth Vadered him.
I don't
she
remember
Darth
it at all.
Vader him, and she's like,
I remember that Daisy was under the thrall of Hive. I remember that, and then I remember that there was a whole thing about Fitz and Simmons, seizing the moment, and going undercover or whatever they were doing in that restaurant.
I'll fill in the
that's all I
blanks.
remember.
They were basically talking about seizing the moment and having sex. They went undercover to get a guy that knows about parasites, so that they
Dr.
can help.
Radcliffe. Yeah. it was like-
And then the other storyline was the Daisy and Grant visited the Australian dude that we met a few episodes ago.
they,
Yep.
they transformed.
And then they used the
him.
Terrigen on
Well,
him.
he was kind of
And
funny
he
because he threw out a bunch of
became-
names. He's like Inferno. He's like Firestarter. That's a little bit 90s. Burning Man. He's like, I can't use Burning Man. And then he says Hellfire. Maybe
Did you catch the Burning Man reference? He's like,
Yeah. He goes.
"Stupid festival in the desert."
He's like, I can't use Burning Man, but he's got kind of Gambit powers. He touches things, they charge up, and then they fucking blow up at you.
Well, they stole an item from him, which is the only item apparently that can hurt Mr. Hive.
Right.
So.
They dug it out, and he's taking it. I loved the scene where Coulson and May get there, and it's rigged. And oh shit, dude, Coulson's cybernetic arm has a shield. And
Oh yeah, he had like a little
And
shield.
this has
when
got to
the
be
thing
because he
that,
loves
collapsed
Captain
on
America.
him.
Captain America's had an energy shield like this in the comic books. And he's like, I figured the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. should have a shield. I was like, oh, snap. That's pretty cool. His arm is awesome. So we also get a whole bunch of, there's like a cyborg Deathlock Eyes Wide Shut party going on where that's where
with
Fitz and
everyone
Simmons,
who's not human or all the way
they're
human.
transhumanists,
Yeah.
which is that was kind of neat. And
Yeah.
the whole time Fitz and Simmons are like analyzing whether they should have sex. And at first I was like, is this a good idea? Because look, if you've been working and you're buddies with someone for 10 years, it could possibly ruin your relationship. If
It's usually never a good idea, but as a man, you got to do it.
So I thought that whole scene was kind of strange, though, because she does the thing where she has cold hands, which I thought was odd. And then all of a sudden he's like very aggressive. It wasn't very Fitz-like. Maybe he was just in the heat of the moment. I mean, they're on a fucking mission and he decides to do this now.
Oh, no, it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
When
I
else
love
are they
what
gonna
Matt
do
calls
it?
him out. He goes, look, I've been working with Bobby and Hunter. I know that turning the comms off trick. I know what you're doing. How's it going?
Right. I had to, I'm glad May called Coulson out on it because at the time I was like, holy shit, Coulson's a real ass. He was willing to kill Lincoln by strapping him with that bomb, but not kill Daisy. And
I wish he did fucking blow Lincoln up. I was so happy. I was like, yes, put a fucking murder vest on Lincoln and then just accidentally press the button and be like, whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to fucking kill Lincoln. I don't like it.
I'm glad May pointed that out because that was a plot point that I felt like S.H.I.E.L.D. would have skipped.
Yeah, he was being really
douchey, really douchey,
and really just hardcore and murderous. He's like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm not having.
And he's like such an ass that he's like, kill him if he turns.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be the one to push the button. You're going to do it.
Yeah,
it's like, wow, what an ass.
That was a dick move. She's like, I'm not gonna do your dirty work for you. And
well, she's like, I'll do it, but you have blood on your hands too.
Yeah, and then he shoots somebody later.
He shoots the multiple girl that they're fighting. That was kind of a great scene.
Yeah, he shoots her.
Where they track her down. There's two of them, but Hive's got a pretty nice team now. He's got Daisy. He's got that multiple girl. He's got the Hellfire Gambit wannabe. Is there another one?
No, that's it for now.
All right. Well, his plan is he wants to take back the planet. He wants the Inhumans to take back all the planet and make a home for themselves. I love Daisy though. Was crazy though, because you're right. She's holding back. She's like, I have a family now. I'm happy. Don't come after me. I will snap your neck if I have to Fitz.
Yeah, that's the most intriguing part to me is will they be able to redeem Skye, or does she bite the bullet at the end of this season?
This is crazy. But she tells Fitz that what she saw. She goes, somebody from S.H.I.E.L.D. is gonna die. I saw it. But she can't be going anywhere. But I love what they're doing because I don't know where it's gonna go. And I love Gemma stabbing that dude in the eye. I couldn't watch that. I don't like things with the eye.
Oh, the eye was real rough. Yeah.
But she knew that it was fake, but I was like, what are you doing? Don't stab fuckers in the eye. I don't.
And then they let the needle linger in the eye. I'm like, oh my god,
out of the eyeball.
That was pretty awful. Yeah, S.H.I.E.L.D. is weird. They'll push it sometimes on what is PG, whatever the hell they're trying to be.
So Fitz and Simmons do it, right? It's pretty much implied that the deal has been done. Finally.
They sealed the deal for sure.
And then in all of this, very quietly, the ATCU takes down fucking Hydra. Oh shit! And they even go, "It's done, just like that." Yeah, Hydra's done, just like that. That's exactly what I said to myself. I was like, "Just like that."
I don't believe it for a second.
I was like, "The fuck is going on here?" That was very weird.
It was strange. I hope it's not the way they
I don't buy
it, because if it was, that's the most S.H.I.E.L.D. thing ever. The way that people write this S.H.I.E.L.D. is, we've been battling Hydra for 3 seasons now.
Yeah, that's typical.
And Hydra will go away off camera.
Well, look, but you have to consider what's coming up. We have one more episode, then we have Civil War, then we have an episode right after that. Now you know they're gonna want to shoehorn some shit in there. I don't know how it's gonna tie in on the S.H.I.E.L.D. side. I'm not really sure how. So at the end, Hive buys a whole town to raise like Inhuman families in. And then in the previews, there's 2 episodes left, and there's a fucking Kree alien, a blue dude there, like fighting and shit. So
the Kree is coming, and I'm surprised they're able to use the Kree.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you think this is going to tie into Civil War?
Not at all. 0%.
No, but they're going to do something. They're clearly
0. I'm going 0%.
This is what we talked about in our Haters Guide to the MCU. They have trouble. I mean, Shield is gonna. What's gonna happen is Shield, like when
Zero.
Look, maybe it's like Avengers Ultron, which is horrible because the beginning of that movie starts with something they mentioned at the end of the last episode, which is why they were in that forest.
Shield will wave it at Civil War and be like, "Hey, we're here," and Civil War will not acknowledge Shield whatsoever. I'm telling you.
We'll see.
I'm telling you.
Dude.
It'll give you. Maybe it'll do this.
What? Are you
Hear
jerking?
that?
Are you jerking yourself off?
Little head.
Oh, they're gonna do the little head
No,
nod.
I'm doing the head
Okay.
nod.
There you go.
It's a filthy head nod. I thought you were doing something else. It looked kind of weird. And then
It looks like the same thing. If I'm nodding my
that's
head,
how a
it looks
filthy
the same.
jerks
Like
off.
I'm doing something
But
else.
I think when it comes back after Civil War, like you're gonna see something on the TV screen in the background saying
Of course.
superhero registration. Blah, blah, blah. Ugh. Ant-Man was a fun movie. I am Larry. But listen to our last episode to see why you can't hate on the MCU. It's possible. No, overall, this build up to these last two episodes for season 3 have been really good. Let's move on to the next one, everyone. Hi-yo, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be talking about this week's latest episode of The Flash on CW. Season 2, episode 19, Back to Normal. Barry's a normie now. He has no speed. I kind of enjoyed that opening montage where they showed how his morning was with speed, and then they showed it without speed. He's like, God, I got to be like fucking all these other assholes and ride the bus now. I felt bad for him. It's not easy being normie.
That was entertaining to see.
Not easy to be normal. So we had some Zoom. We had a death. We had Barry being an actual fucking CSI and doing his job like a normal person.
Yeah.
And then we had kind of what do you
Yeah.
think of this villain? Griffin Gray. I felt like it was another weird villain of the week.
The aging Hulk man,
Reverse
Benjamin
Benjamin Button's Hulk. This dude, I guess, got hit with the particle accelerator. He's only 15, yet when we see him, he looks like he's in his mid to late 30s. And every time he uses his powers, he gets a little bit older.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a callback to the first season of Villain of the Week sort of thing, but you get a little character development out of like Harrison Wells and a little bit out of Flash, so it ended up serving its purpose. Jesse Quick.
We get to see Jesse Quick.
Jesse Quick
Come
is
back into
very
the fold.
smart, and she sometimes I feel like she makes the rest of the team look completely stupid, where she just figures out everything like really quick. Like, why don't you just hire her now? Put her in the chair. Zoom. The reason Zoom kidnapped Caitlin, we find out, which is he's a little bit gone off the deep end. He says he took her because he loves her, but yeah, what you know what?
Yeah, I don't like that.
You know
that
what? We
whole
talked
Zoom
about this
thing.
before,
It makes
Rugs,
him look
last week.
stupid.
How the Zoom reveal has kind of made him seem less scary, and really, it hits me between the voice change. Because when he has the mask on, he's that scary dude. He's Candyman. He's the guy who played Candyman's voice, and it's fucking frightening as hell. And then he takes it off, and he's dopey white guy voice.
Yeah.
What the shit
Yeah,
is
he's
that?
Falcon
It
Flash.
totally kind of ruins it. He's just so dopey when he's got the mask off.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Besides the point, like he can still be menacing without the mask on if he's a good actor and he can pull it off. But they're doing this, weird misery thing, like obsessed with.
They're pointing to
Caitlin
her
Snow
kind of
or
reminding
whatever.
him of like the way his mom was, and like he's like now his dad. That's like how you treat a woman, sort of thing.
Very old school. Oh yeah, because he's
Weird.
losing it. Every time she says a word, she flashes back to like his dad shooting his fucking mom over and over again. But while there, he kind of lets her roam free, and she sees the dude in the iron mask again. I don't know who he is yet, and she sees Killer Frost, which Daniel Pennebaker was totally channeling fucking Wentworth Miller as Killer Frost. Just like,
Yeah.
Oh, Caitlin.
He's like,
Oh,
yeah.
why don't you help me get out?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
don't know.
like.
Her
I can
acting
see she's
is
having
terrible.
fun with that. I love the Killer Frost, and I'm really, I'm kind of shocked that they killed her. I didn't see that coming, but it makes sense because she's like, well, he has me because he loves you, but now that he has you, he's not gonna need me anymore. And sure enough, but that was a great
And then
scene
he instantly
because she
kills
was
her.
shooting an ice dagger at Caitlin, and he fucking vibrates through Caitlin from behind her. He's already he's been in her. He's been in her, people. That was hot. He vibrates right through her. She probably got a little excited during that time and grabs the dagger, turns around and stabs Caitlin dead.
I have to point out, I think there was a line in there where Killer Frost is like, someone should like get you new clothes or teach you how to dress. What you keep hiding those puppies.
Yeah, she's like, have you seen this body? Yeah, that was.
Yeah. Well, and
She's talking about her own rack.
I love how she's also like,
Which is
everyone from
actually
your
fun.
Earth so gullible. She's like, you people are idiots for believing any of this. So he, yeah. So Cisco modifies Barry's suit to take a punch from Gray, so they can kind of just age him out, and he takes 2 punches, and then the guy gets old and dies. But what happens at the end? Oh,
at
that's
the end,
right.
they decide that they have to recreate the Speed Force. Yeah.
Which I guess that makes sense. He's like, the only way to help me, Barry.
That's the only way, man.
Blow the fucking thing up again, which may be how Wally West and Jesse Quick get their powers. But I saw this other article where the producers have said right now the show is called The Flash. Barry Allen is the only Flash. Obviously, there's expectations for those characters and whether or not they realize is part of the fun and the joy watching the show. It will never be Spider-Man and his amazing friends. It will always be The Flash. So they're kind of hinting that we might not see the Speedsters on this show.
Did you see Berlanti had to put out a tweet about Jay Garrick?
Oh, yeah. What was that tweet?
It was basically along the lines of, I hear you guys. We would never make Jay Garrick a villain. You'll see in the future that because there's a lot of hate on turning Jay Garrick into this asshole.
That's right.
Killer.
He's like, keep watching. So yeah. I think the Jay Garrick's got to be the dude in the mask. It's got to be. Who else could that be?
That might be the case.
Well,
but does he look like the same guy?
This whole
I bet it's a different guy because I would say it's a different guy and they just took his name. Like, oh, you're the hero.
But there's a reason they're hiding his face for the characters and for our benefit, that it's got to be someone. Maybe it's just someone we don't know at all. And when that mask comes off, we're going to be like, oh, wait, who the fuck is that guy? Nobody recognizes him. You know what?
It's Eddie Thawne.
Could be alternate. Oh, yeah.
So here's the other question. In the last episode, didn't Cisco open one breach so Zoom could get through?
Yes.
They closed all the breaches. How the fuck was he getting back and forth then?
Who?
Zoom. But then, so why did Cisco need to open the fucking portal then?
No. That portal is his way to get through. And right now that portal is still, they never closed it.
No, they did. Cisco shot the thing and then he came out and then it went away. I thought maybe it's still there. I don't understand how he's.
I don't know. You're thinking about it too much.
Dude, there's no.
It's the Flash.
He should not be. All the breaches are closed. He should not be able to fucking jump back and forth like he's doing. But whatever. It's Zoom.
And Zoom was like at the end. I used to count my successes on how many people I killed, but now it's going to be how many universes I conquer or something like that.
He's stepping up his game. He wants to take over all the multiverses, but he's still dying. His lightning is still blue. Nobody cares.
Oh, holy crap! I don't know if he's still dying. Man, you're really like nitpicky. Holy shit!
God damn it! Explain this shit.
No, I think he's right.
They just all of a sudden wrote him as a crazy, love obsessed like maniac. That doesn't seem to make sense. What else going on? Maybe we'll find out. All right, gang. That's a good one. It's a good Flash. Let's get to the next one.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Let's spoil some shit, Batman.
We're moving on to another CW show. This week's episode of Arrow, or Arrow, however you want to pronounce that. Season 2, episode 19, titled Canary Cry. And already with the title, I was like, what? Canary Cry? Wait a minute. So, very emotional episode. What do you guys think with this one?
Rugs.
Yeah,
I
felt
thought
it was a
half
little bit
the
of a
I
fake
kept
out.
thinking they were. I
You
was
know?
like, are they faking this? This something seems off. Are they faking this? But I don't know anymore. She's still Laura Lance she's still dead, or she's not.
I'm glad she's dead. If she's dead, it's great. But there's something that doesn't. I don't know if they're doing it
Right?
on purpose to make you think that she's coming back. But whatever. I hope she doesn't. I hope she stays there. But it doesn't really like. There was never a moment where I like really. The only person that I believed was the father.
Dude, there was
If she is dead, I'll say this: if
You
she
know?
is dead, then this episode, in my opinion, was actually pretty good because I felt like there was a lot of emotion, and I felt like Ollie, for the first time, didn't blame himself, and everyone else was. He was like the level-headed one, where everyone else was blaming themselves.
His
and
growth
the
was
flashbacks
great.
were good. I don't know. I liked the emotional stuff in this one.
Well, the flashbacks that finally were interesting in the sense
because they weren't on a fucking island.
They weren't on the island. These flashbacks occur between season 1 and season 2, leading up to the beginning of season 2. So it was a chance for Laurel to have another episode with her, get some closure, still see her. But then you saw how he ended up on Lian Yu at the beginning of that.
That was his way he could cope. He
Yeah.
had to get away, and they had a little brief romance again.
Lance was amazing. He was so, like I said, Ruggs, I loved how he acted this devastation. Like, you literally saw him go through like all the stages of death during the episode, and you felt it. You felt for him.
Yeah, I mean, he was like determined to go and get her off to the Lazarus.
Yeah, well,
pit.
yeah. First he was
Logically,
like,
it makes
try and
sense
bring
because
her
he's seen
back.
his daughter, one of his daughters, come back. So
Yeah, he's like, all right,
I
let's
mean,
go.
it was almost
I gotta
like he
go
was
to
the only
Lazarus pit
character
again.
going, am I not on Arrow, you fuckers? Oh, my daughters come back twice. Nobody dies. There's got to be a way.
Yeah, he
He's
made
like
a shout out to all the
And I'm
people
like,
that never
how is this
died.
not plausible,
that died
actually,
and
if you
came
think
back.
about it. He's the only one who's like, yeah, of course he can bring her back. And, he finds out the Lazarus pit is destroyed. And by the end, it's great to see him accept Laurel's death finally and get some closure. I love the fake out in the beginning. I thought
like
that was
that
not
too.
well played. You thought it was her funeral, and then you see Laurel stand up, and it's Tommy Merlin's funeral from
I like that.
2013.
I also
amongst
like
all-
the
Yeah.
fake out. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. What other
I
fake
was-
out?
I said I like the fake out of us thinking this Black Canary imposter, and then not just being an imposter, but it being something where they have to redeem Laurel Lance and make sure that the Black Canary's name isn't sullied by all of this with the speech.
I thought it was a little bit forced and awkwardly written with this fucking girl.
Oh,
out
they
of
didn't
nowhere.
explain how she got the
Ugh, no.
Yeah,
But
They
I
explain-
enjoyed that, like, at the end of this,
no.
the character died and it was acknowledged as a hero and died as a hero. Like
That- well,
they
that was-
they
yeah.
didn't let the character die and no one ever knows that she's Black Canary. The public now knows.
It was all about the legacy, but
Right,
the way
legacy.
they tried to ruin her legacy was so heavy-handed. What do you think of Diggle's fucking freak out?
Yeah,
I wanted her to kill that.
I wanted
Diggle
when he
kill that
slapped the
girl. I
shit
wanted
out
him
of
to
her
kill
with the
that girl.
gun. I was like, fucking kill
Fucking
her.
hit her. He almost killed the mayor,
Yeah.
Dark's wife.
He should have.
He was ready to pop her,
He
and
should have done
Ollie,
it.
of course, stops him at the last minute. And then this is where the smear campaign start. In fact, it's Diggle's fault that she's starting the smear campaign. The mayor knew Laurel was the Black Canary, and she's trying to drag her name through the dirt. And turns out this girl, Evelyn, what was her name? Evelyn Sharp, was in Reddington. And the only part I liked was where she was like, "You left us to die. You failed this city." And I guess Reddington I forget what that was. Was that where he
That's where
rescued them?
he rescued them in a prior episode. I don't really remember that episode.
But her
that well.
parents died. They were hive.
It was that base that Dark
Right.
had.
They were
that
kind
had
of like
the
mind
gas
controlled
chamber.
by his spores or whatever. But her parents die and she wants vengeance. But how does this little girl gets a gun and how does she, like, they kept saying the canary cry was tuned to
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
vocal cords. How is she changing this? They never went.
They never addressed
That was
that.
that was kind of lazy because if you're going to bring that up, then you have to address it. If you're not going to address it, then just don't bring it up and make it so that anyone can use her canary cry. I don't know why they brought that up.
Because they want you to think it's Sarah
I
Lance.
see that, but
or
then
Laura Lance.
it's lazy for them to not come up with a solution to explain to the audience.
And then she just like turns
Yeah,
all of
of
a
course
sudden
it's
and she's at
lazy.
the funeral at the end, whatever. We're probably going to see more of her. I have a feeling. But then at the end, we finally catch up. We get a little bit closure of the tease from throughout the season of the graveyard scene with Barry. But anybody catch the huge continuity error? Did they not know that these episodes are going to line up? They're both the same number. Just check that.
Barry's got his fucking speed.
Why the fuck does Barry have his speed? I was like, no, that's
lame.
You guys, you fuck something up if it's supposed to be at the same time. But that's
obviously not at the same time. But yeah, they fucked up.
But then I was like, wait, is this later? Is this before? Oh boy, I'm sure they didn't know. Well, I don't know. They could have tried a little bit harder, but suddenly at the end, it gets really dark, and everyone is like, "I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch. Go kill that son of a bitch. How am I supposed to kill him? How do you? He has magic, and he goes, it's not magic, it's darkness. And I don't know how to kill him. So what I've read is that they're promising. I heard that they closed down a huge part of Vancouver to film a huge battle scene. This thing that's called Genesis Dark's gonna start. And they're like, it's going to be a lot like the end battle scene from season 2 with Deathstroke and all the armies in the street. So they're saying they're trying to do something like that and even bigger,
cool.
which that gets me excited. Arrow's had a couple of fucking crazy, stupid filler meandering episodes, but look, we got some closure, some emotion, and let's get to the.
I liked it.
I mean, it was an okay episode. I'm glad that
it really was. They give a lot of time to everybody's blaming themselves, and they got to figure out who not to blame and deal with like a whole episode to this. But it was the performances kept it going for me. So,
but there's got to be a Black Canary.
Well, maybe
so
it's that girl. Maybe it's Evelyn Sharp. I believe Evelyn Sharp in the comics is a character from like Birds of Prey or something. She might even be the Black Canary in a Birds of Prey. So I think
she is related somehow to the Birds of Prey.
That she might be the Black Canary if they're not bringing. I didn't like her.
I don't like that actress at all.
She just seemed. Yeah.
They pulled someone off the street and say, "Hey, put this costume on."
Not normal. Not just no personality. I don't know. I didn't jive with it. I wasn't feeling it, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Anything else about Arrow?
I like this episode, so.
I'm excited to see all these shows are winding down. I'm excited to see the build up in this huge battle. Just give me a big battle. All right, moving on.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
We're about to jump in the Wave Rider and go time traveling, everybody. We're on to this week's Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 13, titled Leviathan. Just freshly watch this episode.
That's all of us.
Yep.
All right, Ruggs, you start. Since,
I remember some of it.
It's freshest in your cottony, felty head there.
This episode is full of snartiness. That's all I have to say. There's a lot of snarf in this episode. Yeah, he's like snarf. Yeah, basically, they go to the future to go and get Vandal Savage.
Vandal's sandals.
And
do you think he's got a store at some, like I see an Egyptian pop-up shop. It's called Vandal Sandals, and he's selling them for this next.
Yeah, they're made out of the Hawk Girl metal. Okay, so basically, they got to go to the legends got to go into the future because that's the only place they know that Vandal Savage is. And it's 3 days before
they're all out of options. This is they got to go to when he's in full power now.
Yeah, so they go and they realize, all right, there's a couple of rebels left, or refugees, and they want to help them out, and they're trying to do their best to figure out a game plan. And they say, hey, we got to kill Vandal Savage with something from the past, from the night that Shiara got murdered or whatever. Yeah. And there's a bracelet on this hot blonde chick that's with Vandal Savage. Okay. And they're like, hey, well, we got to get this bracelet and then we can figure out how to kill him with it, which is weird. So they go in and they try and get this bracelet for the girl, but what they end up doing is capturing her and taking the bracelet from her. And we find out that this blonde badass
She's
girl
pretty hot.
is Vandal
She's hot
Savage's
and she's
daughter.
badass, and she sounds like Ivanka Trump in the beginning. She's all, only my father can save us.
Yeah, but
You have to listen to my father. She's a little bit brainwashed.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, is she
Cassandra,
a
he
character?
finally
Like,
calls
did
her
you get her name? And
Whoa, hey-o!
Don't
she a
talk and
real
vape
char-
at the same time, listener. Because I don't know if she's a real person. Cassandra
don't do it,
Savage.
kids.
He finally,
No, I
because
don't
they didn't
think
say her
she
name
is.
until the very end. I was like,
I've
what's her
always
fucking name?
known Savage's daughter is Scandal Savage.
Oh,
from,
she's the
Secret
famous one.
Six. Yeah.
She's
Nice. She
Scandals,
sells her own
Vandals,
sandals.
Sandals. Vandals, Scandals, Sandals.
Yeah.
And candles. Oh, you gotta have
And
candles.
candles.
Hey, welcome to Vandals and Scandals, Sandals and Candle
Yeah.
Shop,
Are
everybody.
you guys done? What the fuck are we doing?
What? I don't know. What's going on? I blacked out for a second. Anytime. It's
I like
fine.
to rock.
So she's badass, but leave it to
Yeah.
Snart to fucking turn her. He's like, look. He's
he's
like,
like,
man,
yeah,
you're
uses
fun as a
his
dick,
air
actually.
powers.
I don't know if you know this. Let me show you something.
Yeah. Let me show you your dad being a dick.
Roll
roll the
there's your
tape.
thing.
Yeah.
Here's a monster. She's like,
And then
oh,
she
you know what?
instantly just
all right,
turns
he's a
on her
monster.
father.
I'm gonna help you out. But look, during this, Vandal is he's all pissed. He's sent. You hear large footsteps and things shaking, and he sent a giant fucking robot after them. I loved the robot.
I loved it.
That was big green robot with the nucleus symbol.
But Rip Hunter is the worst pilot on the earth because
Yes.
they're getting attacked by this giant robot and he starts the ship up and it just hovers in front of it. I'm like, you asshole, go away. There were so many times in this episode where I yelled at the
if you
TV.
think about it. Because first of all, yes, he just stands there and the fucking robot grabs the Wave Rider and just tosses it across. Yeah. The other
Like a
thing that
frisbee.
Rip fucks up that he tells, he goes, they're like, look, my family is here, and they're like, why don't you go save them? He goes, well, I've tried to save them countless times, and I've watched them die over and over again. He's like,
So
it's
what
just
the- what's the
supposed
point
to
of
be
this whole
happening.
fucking
I was like,
show,
you
then?
are so bad. And then, like, Snart jumping the gun in the beginning causes Savage to go into hiding so they can't find him. Like, these are the worst fucking time travelers ever. Don't they learn their lesson?
There was a moment. Oh, and first of all, I yelled at my TV so many times during this episode. There was another part where everybody gets to jump on
They're just
Savage
standing
and they're all
there.
surrounding him, and no one shoots him. I'm like, just because you can't kill him doesn't mean you can't injure
then,
him
like,
and put
all-
him down. Fucking shoot him.
They let him
They're just
monologue,
sitting
and then
there
all
letting him
the
fucking
soldiers show up.
monologue.
I was like, great, he was alone, and you guys are just standing around, and now all these people are here, and now you're gonna have to fight them. You guys suck at your job. They all suck at their job.
And then of course they have the worst
Which was?
fucking bullshit in this episode is that Shiara finally gets
I
the
love the
bracelet,
mace.
melts it down, puts it on the mace. All right, she finally has her mace, and she's like, "I'm gonna melt down this bracelet and
And
use
it's
it,
working.
put on the mace so I can use it to kill Savage." And she gets him, and she starts beating the crap out of him, and then random guard who's unbeatable comes in, and she fights him, and then knocks his helmet off, and it's fucking Hawkman.
And the only
no memories.
I got it. This is where I got to interject.
Yeah.
So I actually did like this episode. I enjoyed the giant Kaiju fight between Giant Adam and whoever the fuck Leviathan. And
guess that's
I
Leviathan,
guess I know that a lot of stuff doesn't make sense, but for the most part, I actually kind of enjoy the wackiness of it, even though none of it really makes any sense. But I have to agree with Rug Boy here.
Yeah.
When Shiara has a chance to kill Vandal and doesn't because Carter Hall shows up, that sucks so
stupid.
bad because all along Carter Hall has sucked as a character. We've only seen him for like 2 or 3 episodes in
He's a
this
dick.
season, and he sucked when he was made his cameo on Flash and Arrow. He's been the worst. Like, his character sucks. Yes.
So
And he's
she-
But
fucking
now
up
he's
this thing.
fucking up this
He
thing.
chose one person over the life
Yes.
and the future of the world.
All right. Let's just say this. They reincarnate every time
But-
they die. So
However,
who cares? Let him
I
die and
wonder
let
if
him be
once
reborn.
you kill Savage, that stops. Because that's the only reason they reincarnate is this chase between them.
Well, it's not even the fact that like this character, like it's one life over so many. It's the fact that this character has been so poorly written for this entire show. Like
You don't care enough about him.
his character, that character is incompetent. He's always like, I'm gonna protect Shiara. Well, no, you haven't, you asshole. Every like 1,000, you've died 1,000,000 times. You can't protect them, and your character, the actor that's acting in that role sucks. He has no charisma whatsoever. Like you don't root for this.
You don't like him. You don't like him.
Yeah, it's stupid. You finally have him where you want him, and you don't.
Right.
You're supposed to give your life to try and stop this guy.
But I gotta say the effects
So
are
it's stupid.
pretty decent. I appreciated in the big giant kaiju fight. I liked how they were filming.
They were so fake, dude. But
It wasn't bad though for TV. Like I like that they were shooting it from the ground up, and I like that they were slow. They were actually slow and lumbering. It added to the sense of scale with what they had.
it was weird that they CGI'd Brandon Routh's face. Like that was CGI Brandon Routh.
When you
I would have.
Yeah, they had to. They had to match it up. It had to match. So a human person versus a computer thing, even though it could work, it wouldn't have matched as well as it was
screen
CG.
him and
so
put him in with
basically,
the
in order to
CGI
pay
though.
for this,
Yeah,
they could have, but it probably wouldn't have matched. It
A
would
really
make the other
tiny
guy
camera
look
then
more
to make it
CG
look
by
big.
default. So what they did was, in order to compensate, they made Jax.
I love how
never
you
turn
know
to-
where they
to
save
fucking
money. Like they have to
Firestorm at
make
all.
these. It's so interesting because like writing it, the writers must have to think about this writing the show. Like going back to the creation of the storylines, they're gonna be like, we can have one guy do one cool thing. That's all we got money for, or whatever.
Well, that's that's how TV, like any TV show with CGI.
Yeah,
That's
you'll
why
notice.
you're right. That's why Stein got the shrapnel and he was out. He slept through all of it because they were like, Firestorm, we can't do it.
Well,
just
you'll
one-
notice
Yeah.
even like Shield, any of these episodes where a lot of shit happens and a lot of epic stuff happens. The next episode's always a come down episode with it's very personal and like it's because they have
they're
to.
out of money.
You get a question.
Yeah. Well, it helped that they made
Yeah,
this
yeah.
thing at night with
Well,
no
the whole-
background that they
The
have
whole
to
episode was
superimpose.
that
It was
night.
like
I
a
don't think there was one
black
daytime
screen.
shot, and then when it wasn't, it was like orange filter 1941 flashback, which probably was shot at night also.
Yeah.
But Jax, I love Jax's reactions. While he was giving Ray the
Coaching
pep
him up.
talk. Yeah, and he was like, "That's what I'm talking about." So he did a good job with with being sidelined.
I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I think my MVP of the show in the surprise breakout has been Brandon Routh as Adam. I've really enjoyed him.
Really? He's
Because I like how like he's basically us in terms of
Yeah.
like he's like so gung ho about this and like always kind of the nerdy, like that one episode where he's like, I want to be the sheriff, like all that stuff. I don't know, it kind of resonates with me in terms of his character.
And he does those lines
Yeah.
well, where like right in the beginning where she's like, "Oh, it's the bracelet from when I died," and he's like, "That's great." Well, not about the dying part, but the other part.
Right.
And he's lovable.
Even the episode prior where he's like, "Am I dead right now? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Am I talking to
No, I'll
myself?"
agree. I will put Ray Palmer up there with the Katie Lotz, who again just
Oh,
her,
she's always solid, yeah.
her fighting every time. Just show me more of her fighting. Show me more of her fighting women. It looked great and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
So do you
they
think this
turned
chick's
her.
gonna
She
join
was
the
on
team?
their
I like
side.
her. I
or
hope
no?
they do. I hope she turns. Or
Oh,
she's on the team.
so at the end, they
She's
because
a
of
cool
stupid
name.
Kendra, they have Savage in a cell now. Now what the fuck? And what does he say? I didn't even catch I was like, now what are you gonna do? What happens?
He
can't kill
alludes to like trouble or something.
What?
Well, they got to like hack his brain. Wow, it's so stupid.
They have a time travel machine. Just kill him. Go back to another time when Carter's around. Grab him. Then everybody go home. How
You know,
about that?
while this episode was happening, I checked. I hit
Yeah.
info on the button on the
Yeah.
remote just to
Yeah.
see if this was the season finale.
No.
And I realized it wasn't, but I was like, as stupid as this show is, if this is the season finale, I'm completely okay with this. Like it ending right here, just because it built up to that point where it's like they have him.
Yeah.
This is the like
No, I
Shara's finally gotten over the hump of like the mental hurdle of facing Vandal. She has him. They have a huge kaiju fight. Like what? How much more epic can this get?
It's a good point.
Right.
But
Yeah.
like the
It's
only
only
thing
gonna
I
be a
want,
letdown
I
here
feel
on
like they
out.
need to resolve the Savage thing this season. I don't want this to go into next season.
It should
Let's
be
do
resolved.
something else. So I don't know. It's only episode 13. This is how many episodes does this
3
fucking
more.
thing have?
3 more.
Hey,
Yes.
do you guys remember Young Justice And Artemis, was she working for Vandal
No,
Savage?
she was,
Or was she a bad
she
guy?
double
first,
agent
or
or
she was
double
a-
agent. She was a double agent.
There's a couple of double agents though. Black Manta was double agent.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, because I was like,
Also,
maybe taking her
without
as Artemis.
spoiling
I
too
don't know.
much about another movie that's coming out, I thought it was interesting that they did the Giant Man, quote unquote, trick, because
Yeah.
heard we may see that again somewhere.
Wow, that's a huge spoiler, you asshole. You're a dick. Why would you say that?
Oh,
Listen,
you're a
the
dick.
Lego already spoiled this fucking thing. It's out
Oh
there.
my god, you're a dick.
And Spider-Man's in the movie.
That
But I
You
think
suck.
it was just interesting that they
And
like,
You suck.
Eloise Olsens are both in the movie.
and all the Olsen
The
twins.
twins.
you should have hit the spoiler button. What an ass.
Oh, it's too late now. Look,
You're a
I could be
dick.
wrong. I don't know. This is what I heard. I don't know for sure.
You totally
Uh,
spoiled that.
I don't know if it's gonna happen.
You totally spoiled it.
I'm just saying. I think it was interesting that they preempted this.
What a dick.
What a dick.
Imran the dick.
He likes
Uh,
being the dick. That's
Yeah,
what
he prefers Richard, actually.
Can I call you Dick? Mind if I call you Dick? This is my favorite line Al Pacino utters in Dick Tracy. Mind if I call you Dick? It's great. Sorry, it's not. I don't know anything. I'm just saying it's interesting that they made him Giant Man. That's all I'm saying.
Does
Okay,
Adam
moving
become
on.
Giant Man in comics? Does anyone know that?
Yeah, I believe Adam does get big in the
He
comics.
does get big. I always thought he just became
Rugs, do you know?
Sometimes.
It would make
Okay.
sense. Like if you have the ability to get small, you get the ability to get big, and then just go bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. All right.
What the dick I am.
Just
All
like
right,
your dong.
Dick Dong.
It gets smaller and sometimes it gets bigger.
Sometimes it gets bigger, sometimes it gets smaller. Sometimes it
If you get in the
shrinks.
water, you swim in cold water.
Embiggen the felty penis. All right, we're moving on.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Prepare to be spoiled.
Let's not spend too much time on this one.
Jordan says feltinals. Is that? Oh yeah, I forgot already. Felty genitals. Yes,
There you
I
go.
thought it
Yeah.
was like felty. It could also be like felty millennials. Feltinals. Like
There you go,
really-
like me.
yeah,
All right.
entitled shitty young felties. who
Yeah,
want
that's
everything.
like what my nephew would be like.
Goddamn feltinals. They can't take any criticism. All right, we're not gonna spend too much time because Ruggs, did you watch this week's episode of Fear the
No.
Walking Dead?
Absolutely
No.
not.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
of
ask you
course
every
not.
week, especially because there was another big show you were watching that we do not watch. I will not mention it because we're gonna get nerd hate. But we're at season 2, episode 3. I can barely pronounce the title of this one. It's called Ouroboros. I'm not sure what that refers. Yes, that's the one, Jordan. I gotta say, I'm just gonna start out with one of the best recap headlines I found for this episode. The headline was "Boat full of idiots meets plane full of zombies."
Oh shit.
That
That's
pretty much
basically
sums
what
up the
happened.
episode. Yeah. There wasn't really a plot, but there was cool action scenes. And one of the big things is this Flight 462 web series. They finally met with Fear the Walking Dead. They come upon the plane crash.
So I haven't had a chance to talk about Fear the Walking Dead this season. on
What do you
air.
think so far? Yeah, that's good.
It sucks, dick, dude. It's so bad.
Lame.
I'm like Rug Boy. Like if I didn't, I feel obligated to watch because I'm a Walking Dead fan.
Right.
But it just sucks, dick. I mean, the show is Walking Dead light at best. It's the characters suck. The two leads, what's his name? The Maori guy and the wife are both terrible. When she threatened Strand, it's like,
Travis.
I will throw you off the boat. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Like, are you serious? Like, this whole show, there's nothing new about this show. We're seeing the same exact things. We're
Yeah,
seeing these characters learn how to deal with zombies, learn how to deal with apocalypse, be in a situation where they're by themselves and have to deal with situations where they have
And
to make
still
a
make-
tough choice, right?
Make stupid decisions. Yeah, make stupid,
But
contrived
listen,
things.
listen,
like,
listen. This is this show is not treading any new ground. We saw all this shit with Walking Dead. What
Yeah,
the fuck is this show for? It's just these situations on a boat in California. Who gives a fuck?
When
I'm done.
when Salazar
Nice
marched
rant.
up with all those zombies behind him to the army,
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm done with the show. I'll watch it just for the courtesy of finishing the season. But
oh, you were done then.
season is
Wow.
over, I'm done. Because I didn't like anybody. There was no magic there. The magic was not there. I'm sorry. It wasn't.
I agree.
So-
I agree. It's like the cool stuff from this episode was also questionable. Like Nick all of a sudden figures out that smearing blood on his face, he can walk through the walkers. Great visually, but how the fuck they didn't show you how he figured that out? I did enjoy he comes face to face with a walker at one point and tries to imitate his
You know what
sounds. Like
about
he's
that?
studying.
Even that. That goes to my point. We've
Yeah.
seen characters from The Walking Dead figure this out.
Yeah, why
I don't
couldn't
want
they-
to see this again. I don't want to
They-
see this with shittier characters. This is not treading any new ground.
I
Fuck
get
this
you.
show.
You're right. They should have figured out another contrived way that
He
could
should have spent
disguise
more
everything.
time on the fall of a city. Like that would have been interesting, in the military and how a military turns on its people. That's all new ground we never would have saw, but they rushed through that shit in 2 episodes.
This
I
episode
hate
was
this
like
show. I'm so
it was
mad at
just
this
it was just a bunch of like horror type scenes just for horror value that kind of they just did for no reason. That it didn't really further the plot. or
You get a
anything.
walker stuck in a fucking pipe in a boat.
A walker stuck in a boat. You got there. I did love Crab Walker. There was a walker stuck in a hole, and crabs were crawling in and out of him. It was very creepy. But then, stupid Nick, they do the stupid thing where he slips and falls in the hole. Oh, bored. And like, really,
Well,
really.
You literally had. Okay, I'll just point out the stupidity. You have what's his name? The Hispanic guy.
Chris
No. The lead-
Salazar,
Salazar literally tells all the kids stay within eyesight. So
Chris is an
Chris,
idiot.
the first thing he does, gets out of eyesight.
He fucking walks off like a dumbass.
Walks off and explores like a dumbass. Oh, so
Although he's getting good at killing walkers and humans that are dying. That was kind of disturbing, him smashing the guy's head. And I kind of got that he maybe feels sympathy for what his dad had to do for his mom. But
you know what Chris is learning? What every goddamn character on The Walking Dead learned in the first
just
season
fucking
too.
kill them. And why does Strand need Travis to fix the boat? I thought this is your goddamn boat. You don't know how to fix your boat. He's like, it's just a reason for him to be valuable. But I did love how Alex, the plane survivor, is just she's killing perfectly healthy people to protect a kid who's been burned, who's probably gonna die and turn anyways. And she kills like people who are just fine because of I don't know why.
We are. I'm making the call. We are no longer reviewing this show on this.
Okie dokie, it's cut.
Bro, do you even podcast?
The
Listen, if this show becomes
Unofficial.
popular, we'll jump back on the
Yeah.
train. But right now, I can't. Listen, if you can't see that, I can't even remember the shows that I've watched because I really am not going to remember the show that I really don't want to watch. I'm really just not.
That that's
I
a
will
good
still watch
point.
it, but I don't need to talk about it on this show unless something happens. That's good.
Yeah, and I said like like I said last episode, I'm the only asshole watching everything. Like me and you, Ruggs, watch Supergirl, which you, Anthony, do not. Me and you, Anthony, will watch Fear the Walking Dead, which you, Rug Boy, will not.
I watch
can't-
Gotham too.
I can't hate on you
Oh, I
guys
watch
watching
Gotham,
Supergirl,
too.
but you guys watch Gotham. Oh my
I watch
god!
Gotham. It's entertaining.
I would
So
rather
fucking-
watch Gotham any day than watch, what Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Gotham is the complete polar opposite in the sense that so many fucking things happen in one episode. It does not stop for a second. It's just going head forward, like just.
Hey
barrel
man,
through
it's
shit.
it's entertaining.
It is.
It's not good, but it's entertaining.
It's not Batman, and it's not good, but it's entertaining. Cosmo Fox says, "Dear the Walking Dead's theme should be Lonely Islands. I'm on the boat." Oh, Fear the Walking Dead. Sorry, that's a
Oh,
typo, and I read
It's
it.
a typo.
I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Don't you
Hey,
ever
man.
forget?
For those of you that want to talk about Game of Thrones, in the after show, we could talk about it.
Absolutely, you guys. If you're in the blab, once we end, we'll open it up. Feel free to geek out about Game of Thrones. Have at it. Listen, I got tons of listener shit to read. I am so excited. We are going to get to that right now.
Yay!
So we had a lot of comments about the most popular thing from our recent shows was the fact that Anthony went to a Justin Bieber
Lame.
concert. It got a lot of visceral responses from people. So I got a couple of
So I
tweets.
can't wait for this now.
I got a couple of tweets from David Malofsky from A Place to
Whoa.
Hang Your Cape, one of the sites that
Before
carry
you
the
read
show.
those, can I just say I hate when people go to things and are like, "Oh, I was forced to go. Oh, I just wanted. I kind of regret it. Blah blah blah." I'll just say I own it. I went to the Justin Bieber concert. Give me the hate. I went there. and I somewhat enjoyed it, but I went on my own volition.
Okay, so that's perfect because this is what these tweets are. Because Anthony, I don't know if you listened to the show, we gave people options. We were like, "A, do you think that Jock is going to own this?" Or B, do you think he's going to backtrack? So David Malofsky writes in at Jock and Nerdcast, the Jock will defend Bieber, but only to hide his shame. Hashtag Jock shame. Hashtag Tony believes. Those are great. Those are great, Malofsky. And then Malofsky follows that one up because then he combines. This is brilliant. He combines another thing we were talking about on that episode where I was like, everyone has a fanboy pass. Hashtag fanboy pass. David Malofsky. Bieber is the Jocks. Hashtag fanboy pass. Hashtag Tony believes. David Malofsky, you win tweet of the week with that one. Thank you very much. Well done.
That's good. That's clever.
Moving on to one of our favoriteest new listeners, Ron O'Rourke. He's fucking awesome. Ron,
awesome.
if you're listening, if you guys listen to the Haters Guide, we read his email last episode. I got a couple of follow-up emails with some fun stuff here. Ron says, "Hey, Imran, great to hear back from you. Amazon frowns on blatant self-promoting and advertising in reviews, but I didn't see anything wrong with some shout-outs. I hope readers ask themselves, what the hell is a Jock and Nerd, and go Google it." So he left 2 reviews and slipped our name in. I'm going to paste this one in the chat here, and it's in the show notes, listener. Definitely check out the show notes, jockandnerd.com/97.
Read his Bieber thought on me.
Oh yeah, well, I'm working up to that. I'm not going to read this whole review, but basically
those reviews are long.
The review is really long, and it deals with he starts it out talking about how he bought. I'm just going to read the first line, and then I'll tell you what the review is. He goes, "I recently purchased an old bus and converted it into a clothing optional dance club on wheels." Oh shit! And this is a review for a cervical neck support collar. And it goes out from there about a rave van and getting people to go in his van, and then he shouts us out at the end. So then he comes back. He's like, "I think you may enjoy that one. Let Anthony know he has an all-access pass to my rave on wheels. Screw Nevada. This van is where the action is." I'm only joking. Unfortunately, the magic bus full of nude college girls only exists in my mind. When I'm at work and not listening to your show, I like to daydream about that bus and smile.
Yes.
And that's not the last we heard from Ron, because I wrote it back and he wrote back again. He goes, "I listened to episode 95 today at work and then realized the post show on Blab ran a couple hours longer." No shit. So I listened to that too. 6 hours of Jock and Nerd really helps pass the day. Ruggs, this guy is he's listening to all of it. He says, "I'm looking forward to episode 97. I can't wait to hear Anthony explain why the hell he went to a Justin Bieber concert. It really is unbelievable."
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. Out the tickets and use the money to buy comics. I didn't have him pegged as a believer. I can picture him screaming along with the tweens in the audience. It really is unsettling. Right, it's a great
Hey,
image.
listen, that's what I said. Only a Jock can pull that shit off.
Absolutely. And he finishes off saying, I also can't believe episode 100 is drawing near. Congrats. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're building up to
what
100.
you have in store for 100. It's a big milestone, so make it epic. Later, your neighbor to the north, Ron. So I guess he's Canadian.
Whoa. Hey.
Should we we got a plan for 100, listener. That's all I'm going to say. Sort of.
It'll be a good one.
We have a plan.
We have a plan, which is a lot more than the DCEU has sometimes, I think.
Another shot.
Oh, snap. Oh, look, Captain America Civil War, buy your tickets now. Finally, we have an email from our buddy Jose Dennis.
He's been on the show, right?
He's been on the show. He was on the Geeking Out, the old-fashioned Geek Out. I forgot what episode number that is.
That's a pretty deep one. If you really want to know funny shit about like personal lives, there you go.
It's very personal, deep cut guys hanging out episode. But Jose is awesome. And this is in response to the Haters Guide. We touched a nerve because this is what he says. He said, "I had to pause the podcast. I know it's a Haters episode. I get it. I dig Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, shit. Myself, but then I don't read all the comics. So what do I know? I would like to answer Anthony's questions. Why is Mac in S.H.I.E.L.D.? Why is May in S.H.I.E.L.D.? The short answer is it's a fucking job. What kind of noble reasons do you guys have to go to your 9 to 5? How many times have you guys sent a fucking paycheck back saying, no, it was my pleasure. The world needs us, marketing shit to them. Furthermore, with regards to them not all being field agents, they can't all be bruisers. Espionage is just as much, if not more, about intelligence gathering than it is about punching people in the head. Sure, Bobby looks great hitting dudes with sticks. But I bet the bitch can't change a flat.
Oh shit.
They need a mechanic to keep that giant plane in the air, and they need scientists to analyze the data. The balance works for me every time I'm just about bored listening to them talk, and awesome fight scene happens. And this is coming from someone who used to hate that show. Sheesh, I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, boys. Jose, thanks for
Jose used to hate that show.
Right,
That's true.
I thought so. Anthony,
I hated that show with a passion.
I got a response to this.
you take it.
Why is Mac and Shield? It's the response is he's saying it's a fucking job. All right. A fucking job that you fall into is like working at McDonald's, or like a job like to pass the time is like being a fucking accountant or something stupid like that. I don't think anybody that's like, and the most comparable things to Shield would be like a cop, firefighter, soldier, CIA agent, FBI agent. I don't think these are jobs you just fall into. These are jobs that you kind of work towards and altruistically want to do.
This is your purpose in life.
This is like, yeah, this is like, these are jobs that are mean more than just falling into. I don't think anyone's ever fallen into being a policeman.
These are
like,
careers. This is a career
you choose.
It's not just a job.
Yeah. So I don't buy that argument for Mac. And if it is just a job for Mac, then it better fucking pay well. And I wanted to hear why he would be in that job. Like, I don't think any Mac is fallen into being a Shield agent. Like that doesn't resonate with me. No one's ever fallen into being like a firefighter. You don't want it. There's training involved. This isn't flipping burgers at McDonald's.
And it's almost like this is in you. Like you're born to be a special agent or a firefighter or a cop. And maybe it's like a family thing. Maybe it's
what if you're Donald Trump and you want to be president of the United States? You just kind of fall into that, right?
He's falling into all sorts of shit.
I mean, there's a checkmate to that right there.
Yeah. That's
I just feel like being president today. Let's start a campaign, motherfuckers.
Oh boy.
Go. There we go.
Choose wisely.
Yeah, look at
Choose wisely. That's the lesson.
I mean, look at the
But I guess so you're saying you don't buy
what the fuck's her face? That one from Alaska. What's her name? You think that she was like altruistic?
Sarah Palin. No,
Sarah Palin?
She wanted a reality
she was just like,
show. That's why
you know,
did
she
it.
just,
That's all it was.
Yeah.
So
Who the
look,
hell knows?
thanks for sending us things. You guys have been killing it. Please continue to comment, ask us questions, send us things. You can go to jockandair.com/contact. You'll find our email, our Twitter, all that shit. And we love it. I just want to thank our networks that we're on. Like I just said, A Place to Hang Your Cape, Weeby Geeks, Tangent Bound Network, and you can listen to our latest show on Weeby Geeks Radio. Oh, sorry, geekliferadio.com every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Ruggs, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me at Really Rug Boy on Twitter.
Tweet him
And,
hard,
you
tweet
can
him
tweet me
fast.
there.
That's how he likes it. Tweet him
Tweet
soft
me
and
long
wet, like
and
the
deep.
Prince song. All that shit.
Yeah.
So like we as we've modeled, we mentioned we were modeling some Jock and Nerd gear. You could get your own, listener. jockandnerd.com/shop. Pick our logo, put it on whatever you want. There's a bunch of color options. You get a ringer tee, a hoodie, a mug, a drinking bottle, a little bandana for your doggy. We got all sorts of shit over there.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
No
well,
Rug Boy
I
shirts
think
yet,
the
though.
demand is there.
None.
I may have
There's
to.
none.
If anything, I want to incorporate you into the main logo. Put you like right next to it as an option. Long and hard, Jordan of the Pie says.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Subscribe to the podcast if you wouldn't mind. It would help us out.
Yes.
Just go to jockandnerd.com/review. It'll take you to the iTunes page. And leave us a nice review so that someone looking for a geek podcast sees all these wonderful reviews. Thank you if you left a review. They're amazing.
Yes, thank you. We've gotten a ton of reviews, and just want to tell the audience that our calls to action have been working. This show is rising in the amount of downloads that we're getting all the time. So keep up the good work. You guys are a part of something awesome, and keep pushing the show. Your efforts are being noticed.
We can't thank you enough. Ruggs, you yelling at them for like 15 weeks in a row is actually working. Jock and Nerd.
Yeah. They
But
listen to
dude,
me for
we
some
see
reason.
the bump. You guys are, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Keep spreading the word. Keep spreading the gospel of Rug Boy. Right, Ruggs?
Yeah.
It's working.
It's working, guys. I mean, that's what you're the street team.
That's right.
You're the street team. You know, every rock band has a street team that goes around and talks about it and blah, blah, blah. And the band becomes famous and popular. And
we
you guys
love
are
you
our
for
street
it.
team.
Keep up the good work, and we're going to keep geeking out. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We're going to open the show up to the blabbers, but this has been the main Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And we'll catch you next time. Good Earth to you.
Good Earth, everyone.
Terrific.
Jock and Nerd. Yahoo.
Whew, that was good. I gotta jump out because it's 10:19 and I haven't eaten, nor am I. I'm still at my parents' house right now.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Whoa.
So
Hi,
good
Jordan.
show, though.
Hey.
Go
See ya.
get some food.
Okay,
He's
see
a
you
growing
later,
boy,
Ed.
the Jock is.
Bye, Jordan.
Bye.
Thanks everybody hanging out. We got a open box. Feel free to jump in. We accept everyone from furries to bronies, jocks to geeks, freaks to nerds, and everybody in between. You're all welcome here.
Shit won't let me get out.
I'll kick you out of the fucking room
All right.
here. Kick. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Wait. It went black. Man,
See,
Blab is being...
something's up because I've been trying to comment in the comment section and it would comment it like a minute later.
Whoa, Blab's being a little bit glitchy. Can somebody click that? Is it working for you? Oh, there he goes. Okay. It's being a little glitchy now. Ruggs, you said something about Game of Thrones. I know you love the show, and I know I'm missing out. And Jordan, you're right. It's probably one of the best things on television that I'm not watching. It's just there's a lot of things to watch. I really want to watch it, but I got to sit down and watch fucking 65 episodes now or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll fly right by. You won't be able to stop watching it.
I know.
It's one of the best shows on TV. All right. One of the best shows on TV besides, okay, The Walking Dead's up there. Breaking Bad's up there. Better Call Saul, I like a lot too. And
but this
Fargo,
is HBO,
and
and
then I'll put this
HBO
one
generally
as the
is
next
the
one.
best thing on TV. I mean, Sopranos ruled that slot the whole run it was on. You'd wait 2 years for Sopranos, and you did. I was like, I'll wait. It's good, and it was worth it.
Yeah.
You can
So let
spoil
me
it for
just
me. I don't give a
quickly
fuck.
talk
At this
about
point, I'm
Game
gonna
of Thrones.
forget. Right, and I'm gonna forget
Well,
by the
you're not
time
gonna know
if
what
I
the
ever
fuck I'm
catch
talking
up.
about
I'm
anyway.
not gonna
It's like-
remember anyway.
So basically, the last episode ended with Jon Snow. Okay, and he dies. His whole entire team turns on him. Not whole, like these dissenters turn on him and stab him, and they kill him and leave him in the snow.
They leave snow in the snow.
And basically,
very poetic.
yeah, they leave him,
All
Jon
right.
Snow, in the snow, bleeding out. And the other guys that are on his team, what are they
Yeah,
called? The White Night Watch. They just like the people that were loyal to him found him and they're like, "What the fuck?" And they quickly sequester him into this room and try and protect him, even though he's dead. They're like, "What are we gonna do?" Whatever. So you think that there's a evil, not an evil witch, there's a witch, the Red
Melisandre.
Witch, Melisandre.
I saw some tweets and articles about this, something
Melisandre.
about her.
And she was able
Okay.
to resurrect somebody
time
in the
travel.
past, right? So you think that she can do it? No, not like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
Previously
before
in
she
Game of
resurrected
Thrones.
somebody,
I see.
yeah, previously. So you think that but she hasn't done anything yet. But she just revealed that when she takes off her necklace, she gets old woman saggy boobs, and she turns into an old
According
lady.
to the creator, she
So
is
basically-
several centuries old.
Whoa.
Yes. So she uses the necklace to give her
Okay.
powers of looking young and beautiful. So they leave you with that hanging. So that's one story arc that's there. The second story arc that they touched upon was the brother and
Are they fucking
sister,
each other?
the Lannisters.
I guessed.
Yeah, they were fucking each other, but they reunite. Like the brother left to go get the daughter who was
Okay.
being held captive in another country, and he goes there to get her, and then they poison her. And unbeknownst to them, he's taking her home, and she dies in it, like right in front of him. And so she basically is waiting for, her brother coming back with her daughter on a boat, and she sees that he's dead. And so she's flipping the fuck out, and she's like, I'm gonna, and then they both say, hey, we're gonna get revenge on the people who did this. We're gonna fucking kill everybody. So now they've basically chosen new enemies to thwart against, and the people that killed her daughter. Okay.
Okay.
So the people,
Yeah.
people of Dorne,
they all look
are the
like
people
Michael
that they're gonna
Dorn
go
from
after,
Star
I
Trek.
guess.
They're all Klingons, black
They look
guys dressed up as
exactly like-
Klingons.
But,
Yeah, they
but
look like- they look-
meanwhile, in
They look like
Dorne,
Klingon dwarfs.
the king of Dorne is poisoned, or he's killed by the same woman that poisoned him. And then they also go after his son, which was supposed to marry the daughter of the Lannisters, and they end by her daughters. So what's next is probably she's going to try and take over Dorne, and yeah,
This
sounds
bitch
like
is crazy.
Shakespeare a
She's gonna
little
take
bit.
over Dorne.
yeah,
It is. Everybody
That's
dies
awesome.
all the time.
all the time. People die all
And
the time. And then there's one more
Khaleesi,
thing with the
she-
Khaleesi that happens.
She's
At
the
the
dragon
end-
lady.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
the
I'm gonna-
mother of dragons. She is a descendant of the Targaryens, who were the rulers of Westeros before Game of Thrones, before the beginning of Game of Thrones. They had
Okay.
the Mad King. He was killed, and the crown was taken by the Baratheons, so on and so forth. Long story short, she gets exiled to Essos. She gets pretty much sold off to be a bride to Khal Drogo, and she becomes the Khaleesi. So, Khal Drogo dies. She becomes her own queen of Meereen and other areas of Essos, and they have a fighting pit. And these people called Sons of the Harpies come, and it's a terrorist attack. They start killing everybody in Meereen, and yeah, they try and
They
kill
try to
her,
kill her.
and her dragon shows up. She rides her dragon away to safety, but then takes her to another location, and she gets kidnapped by another group of Dothraki. And now she is being held captive by the Dothraki. She reveals herself to be the widow of Khal Drogo. And so now it seems the next thing they're going to do is take her to some place where all of the Khal's widows go to live the rest of their lives.
And that was Jason Momoa, right? He's not on the
Yeah.
show still. Is he dead?
Right.
Yeah, Jason, the Dothraki are basically barbarians. They ride horseback. They're like barbarian. They're nomadic, and he falls in love with her, because she's beautiful and whatever. And she becomes the
Okay.
Khaleesi, which is like the queen. And but then they know she kind of goes off and does her own thing and starts to lead other people and forgets about the Dothraki pretty much and disassociates herself from them. And then now she's gotten captured by them again, recaptured.
Now, did they catch
people
up to the
don't even
book?
know
Or
who
are they
she is.
now making shit up on their own now?
Well,
Yeah, I think they're making shit up
George
on their
R. R.
own at this
Martin has told them information about the
Oh,
path
right.
that he
Okay.
wants it to go.
So they kind of playing
he-
in that.
Right. Yeah. The book hasn't been published. He's going to take, another 5-10 years to come out. He'll probably die before he finishes it all. But he's told them pretty much the way that things are going to go, or the way that he wants things to go. He's even told them how it ends.
Well, it's so much easier to. I mean, look, it's very easy to write down a skeleton of the book than to actually write the book and all the dialogue and all of the setup and all the nonsense. So he could probably
flesh it
has
out.
the whole skeleton written down of everything that's going to transpire. He just doesn't have the dialogue and the whatnot, to sit there and
Well,
write it out
I'm sure
and describe
he's
everything.
given them what he's written so far.
I mean, if they know where it ends, that's the most
Yeah.
important thing, and then they could just kind of play around with it and still let it guide them, but not screw up the book. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Khaleesi's army wasn't around because she flew away on Drogon. That's why she didn't have her army around to protect her. And in
Okay.
the fighting pits, her army was there, but they were getting killed by by Sons of the Harpies. So
Man, this show sounds fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it.
Well, basically, if you've never watched Game of Thrones, okay, what happens is there's a power struggle for this place, which is
Yes.
Westeros, right? Which is like kind of like the big country there, like the biggest kingdom that there is. And there's all these families that are jockeying to try and get this throne so they can, and they kind of all know each other. They've all like are intermingled or related, and they've all fucked each other over. And basically what happens is while they're fighting amongst themselves in the north, there's this huge wall of ice, and nobody really knows why that there's this wall, but eventually it comes to
Ice
find out
giants?
that there's these things called White Walkers, which are
Ooh, cool.
ice zombies.
Yeah.
They're like magical. And basically, when we start this thing, there's no real magic in the world anymore. Like there is magic, but like it's very few and far between. It's like not like a common thing. So the idea that all of a sudden all this magic, dragons are starting to come out, and now you got this witch that's there, and all these kind of things are starting to like reappear. It's like it's another cataclysm of the world. It's like a big event that's going to happen. It's all building to this thing that's going to happen. Like you got the White Walkers coming in through the wall now, and they're making the way south, and people are like fucking freaking out. That's what the Night Watch is there to watch the wall to make sure nothing comes in. And so they're coming in now. There's like magic. Then the Khaleesi, she was given this gift of eggs, like these dragon eggs, but she didn't know that they would ever hatch. They were just decorative. And she walked through fire with them and then was able to hatch them and hatch dragons that haven't been hatched. And so all of these things are now starting to come back into the fold. All this magical stuff starting to reappear. So when you first watch Game of Thrones, there's hardly any magic. And now there's like all of this cool stuff there. That's
Well, at
all
least
kind
there's
of
a payoff,
been
and they
earned.
are giving you dragons and magic. I Am Larry has a great question. Where the heck was the Unsullied? I don't know what he's talking about.
I said that.
Oh, that's what
I said
her
why.
army was Unsullied. That's the army.
Yeah. No. Okay. To give you.
The Unsullied are
Whoa,
the
sexy.
army of
and
eunuchs,
they,
basically.
They were taken as children and pretty much castrated and bred this fighting slave machine, and she freezes them, She frees them, and they choose to fight with her. But a little backstory on the Khaleesi, Daenerys, and why she was able to walk through fire is she's a Targaryen, and in the Targaryen bloodline, well, their sigil is a dragon, and in the Targaryen bloodline, there's this thing called the dragon, and what the dragon pretty much is, it's pretty much like a divine leader of the Targaryens that can't get harmed by fire to control and pretty much like own whatever dragons. The dragons were supposedly non-existent. They didn't exist anymore. They were gone forever. So therefore the dragon was no longer around, but she obtains these eggs, which they said had turned into stone. And in Khal Drogo's funeral pyre, she puts them in there and they hatch into eggs. And now she is the dragon, the rightful ruler of the Targaryens and of Westeros.
Let me ask you this. What do you think a dragon egg omelet would taste like? Do you think it'd be good? What kind of spices do you use with that? A little rosemary, sage?
Yeah, I would probably
Really?
Put some sriracha on it.
It might be tough.
Sriracha. I mean, are they big eggs or are they little eggs? Like organic, cage
They're
free?
huge. They're the size
I
of
only eat
watermelons.
cage free.
They're like ostrich-sized eggs.
Oh, that's some good eats.
I don't think the dragons were harmed in making of those eggs. I think those eggs were a
There was
result
I don't
of
know if
dragon
I did
hunting.
enjoy when Peter Dinklage was on Saturday Night Live. It was a really good episode. He is hilarious. They did a bit where it was the behind the scenes of Game of Thrones, and that Bobby Moynihan played the dragon mocap stand-in. If you don't know Bobby Moynihan, he's a big chubby dude, and he had this spandex suit on with the wings. And he would be in the back pretending to be the dragon. And then they would show the screen and it's like an actual dragon just dropped in. But at one point, he's behind this guy and the guy's delivering his lines. He goes, "This will not be a game." And then Bobby goes, "Of Thrones." And the director's like, "Cut. Did you just say Of Thrones?" He's like, "No, I didn't say anything." It was really, really funny. Peter Dinklage is fucking hilarious, dude. You have to watch that SNL. Every skit he did was really good. What
I
are the
just think
odds
that his
that a
name is
man of his
funny,
stature would
Dinklage.
end up with the name Dinklage? It's just fitting. Like
Peter
this-
Dinklage.
Peter too. It was meant to be. He's the Dinklage.
He means he's got a small
Dinkle.
penis.
Dinkles. Hey, if somebody actually watch, you want to take a look at my
You look
Dinklage
at my
over here. How many-
Dinklage?
if somebody who actually has watched Game of Thrones wants to jump in on this box, if Blab isn't being too weird, I think it's being laggy. Feel free to jump in and discuss the GOT, as the kids are calling it. You know,
God.
I'm sure. I know it's
Listen,
a good
I
show,
enjoy
and
Game of
obviously it's got lots of fans. It's quality. It's HBO. I just haven't had a chance to watch it.
I'm telling you, you start watching that shit, you'll stop watching.
I've
some of
already
these stupid
committed.
Shows
It's like
Fear the
sometimes
Walking Dead.
I misread it because sometimes the fantasy shit just like it's too much fantasy. I don't get into it, but this is clearly like it's drama and it's alliances and politics and relationships
Well,
in this.
Imran,
and
do you
boobs.
have
It's
HBO to
boobs.
watch it?
Yes, I do.
Then you better fucking watch it.
But there's like 50 episodes now.
You better watch it.
Just
The
watch
The longer
first one.
the longer
That's all
you
I have
take
say.
to watch it,
Watch
the
it.
more episodes is
The
gonna
harder.
pile up.
Yeah, that's a good point. How long is this gonna go on?
Well, I know that they're at least signed until another
it.
season.
What,
So
what season is this now? 5, 6?
season 6,
Six.
they're at least signed on to do until season 7.
Oh, okay.
What do you think they're gonna do after Game of Thrones? Like, what's gonna fill the void? Do you think they're gonna do
I don't
another
know.
fantasy show, or they're
I
done
think
with
they
it?
were leaning. They need another like tentpole HBO show, and like The Leftovers came back. I don't know who's watching that. Apparently, that's pretty good.
I watched the first
I watched
season.
the first season, and I didn't watch the. I didn't finish it. I couldn't.
I
get
didn't
it.
either. I did the same thing.
It was a little bit weird. Yeah. What else
It has
does
to
HBO
hold your
have right now?
interest.
They need. Oh, Ray Donovan is still on.
Ray Donovan's good. Yeah.
They
Penny
have a lot of
Dreadful?
great comedies too. Like Silicon Valley is great. I
Silicon
got to
Valley
catch up
is
on
great.
the last season. Vinyl. Have you seen Vinyl? What's this about? No.
You never seen Vinyl? Vinyl is like a kind of how do I put it? It's kind of like an Entourage,
Okay, so
but
what's
it's
the
not
point?
funny.
Is it about a
All right.
record company?
It's like an Entourage that's set in
Oh,
the
in the
record
70s.
business in 1970s. So it's
Ah.
kind of like a Sopranos-y kind of take on. It's like, you know how like Entourage is like about a
Yeah.
fake celebrity, but he's in a
Right.
real celebrity world with real celebrities. Okay. This is kind of like the same idea, but instead of using real celebrities because they're all dead or like 50 years old or a million years old now, they're all like meeting real people that exist in society, but they are fake. The people that
Veep
the
is
stories
really
about
good.
is fake.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That's and that's about all they got right now in terms of current series. Is Ruggs, have you seen the Dice show on Showtime? It's phenomenal. He's very
I've seen an
Dice and
episode
very
or two.
lovable at the same time. Like he's that they did a great job with that. I love it.
Yeah. I remember the
Cosmo
wedding
Fox says he would literally
post. I saw
fart
that
fire
episode.
after eating dragon eggs. That's what I wanted to know. That's totally worth it. I'll hunt down some fucking dragon eggs. You wouldn't even have to
Yay.
light the fart on fire. It would just happen.
Have you
No.
have you seen
What's
Penny
that?
I'm gonna
Dreadful at all,
refresh.
Imran?
Hold on.
Okay. That's on Showtime. That's not on Yeah.
Oh, that's Showtime. Penny Dreadful's cool because sometimes it can be slow, but basically it's about a roundabout way to put all of these Universal movie monster characters together. So there's this woman who's a witch, and her best friend's father is Mina Harker's dad or whatever, which is the girl from Dracula who goes and gets
Okay.
who Dracula obsesses about in the book Dracula. And then they meet a young Victor Frankenstein who's working on trying to reanimate dead people, and he fails a bunch of times, and he finally does make his monster. And
Wow,
they're
that's
all
cool.
of these
It's like
people.
Fables,
the
the comic
Wolfman's in
book,
there.
sort of.
And they're all in this like universe together, but they all kind of know each
Oh,
other.
that's
And then like
cool.
Dorian Gray is in it. All of these fictional characters.
How many
kinda
seasons
pop up.
of that is there?
and
Two?
that's only yeah, they're relatively short. It's really fucking
Check
creepy.
that out.
And it's set in like London
Jack the Ripper time.
in like the turn of the century. Yeah, and it's like it's cool. It's a cool show. I mean, it could be so much better, but for what it is,
no,
it's
I've heard
actually
good
pretty
things
good, too.
about the Penny Dreadful. It's just the name sounds like it's like a British like turn of the like period piece almost. You know? No.
Do you know what a Penny Dreadful is, though?
Oh.
They're a precursor to comic books. A Penny Dreadful is like you pay a penny and you get this dreadful story, like a spooky
this is
story
like
or some
before
kind of
like Charles
weird
Dickens
story.
era. Same time, because he
I
wrote
would
like
say
a lot
about
of
the
his books.
same
He
time.
wrote in chapters, like in the paper. Would write. It would come out. It would be like serialized, like Christmas Story. And yeah, can you click it?
I'm
Mine's
gonna kick
not.
her. She's
I'm
not
able
coming
to kick
through.
her. Something Blab is being all sorts of weird.
My God.
There
I
you
don't
are.
see you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I see a black square. It's all
hear
Christ.
yeah. Who's lagging the Blab server? Stupid Skrelly. I blame Skrelly. I blame the
I blame
Skrellies.
Skrelly.
And there's
Skrelly loses.
all the Skrellians.
Is there anything that I don't know anything?
Oh, there you are. I,
know
see
nothing.
it now.
I can't.
Hey,
I
did
can't
you
do-
see?
don't
I
know
got
shit.
another piece of interesting news. Neil Blomkamp, the guy who directed District 9 and Chappie and that other one that kind of sucked, he's doing a new Aliens movie.
Yeah.
But this is what he's going to do.
Well,
he
I like
wants
him.
to erase Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. I think we can be behind that. Basically, he wants to make a direct sequel to Aliens, and he's going to bring back a 27-year-old Newt and Hicks.
Geek boner.
And like if you look at this, I'll post this link in here. There's a picture of artwork. All it is yeah. See, my things are not showing up. It'll show up in a minute. He's kind of just shitting on 3 and Alien Resurrection. He's like, nah, fuck that. I know people worked hard on those, but I'm gonna ignore them and restart this thing after.
I would love to see a continuation.
Blomkamp
from
is
Aliens.
good, but do
Why
you
not?
think like it can be argued out of the 3 movies, District 9, Elysium, and Chappie? Is Elysium and Chappie more the norm, and maybe District 9 was a fluke that it was that good?
No,
Okay, I have
I
not
like
seen
all 3 of
Chappie.
those
I did
movies.
not get good reviews. Yeah,
I listen. It wasn't a great movie, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it.
It's
I
called
watch it
Alien
twice.
Covenant, and opens next year. And I would love to see Sigourney Weaver and an adult Newt and Hicks and some other people. Be awesome.
Put it this way: District 9 was great. All right. Chappie was okay, and Elysium was okay. They're better,
Okay, that's
way
true.
better than the average.
They're
movie.
original.
that you
I feel
think.
like they're original,
So-
and they're his vision and tonally.
I just think he's
Oh, they
got to
all
get the
take
fuck
place
out
in
of South
South Africa?
Africa
A lot of it.
and start. Well, no, I mean Elysium did for a second, but I mean he's got to get out of there. He's got to get into a different
put
setting.
Charlton
He's got to
Copley
get
in
in outer
every movie.
space or
in it
something.
Also. I like him. Yeah, Charlton is great. District
Yeah,
9
I like
is a
Charlton.
fantastic science fiction movie with the allegory of South Africa apartheid. Oh, it's brilliant. It's so well done.
Yeah, but now he's stuck in that vibe.
Okay.
I got some
Bring
news.
it.
Did
let
you
me
see what I tweeted?
Oh yeah,
They cast a new Tomb
Alicia
Raider.
Vikander, the girl from Ex Machina. I like
Yeah,
that
they-
pick.
yeah,
She
that'd be
looks
interesting.
the part, and
They do. Well, if you ever see the new video game, they Lara Croft
oh,
her.
she
They
doesn't
made
have
her into
crazy
a more of a
proportions
normal
and
girl.
like a banging bust and a big ass. anymore.
No, she's more of an
so
athletic girl.
She was in Ex Machina, and she's also been in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., The Danish Girl, and A Royal Affair, and she'll be appearing alongside Matt Damon in the Bourne movie later this year. So it's being directed by this guy. This guy's name is
Cool.
great, Roar Uthog. That's his name. His first name is Roar.
Whoa.
His last name is Uthaug. Uthog. He did something called The Wave.
Must be
And it'll
Scandinavian.
tell the story of a young, untested Lara Croft fighting to survive her first adventure That's awesome, dude. I know people wanted Daisy Ridley, but they got the Ridley locked down over there. Let her be Ray. I think Alicia Vikander's a good pick, and I think they can still make a really good. I kind of like the Jolie Tomb Raider movies a little bit. I mean, they were not good, but she looked the part, and for the time, it worked. You were like, wow, this is like. But yet, everyone has yet to nail a really good video game movie. It has not happened yet.
Do you think that this Warcraft?
I think Assassin's Creed may do it. I don't know.
You don't think that Warcraft's gonna be good?
It looks like shit.
Warcraft looks like shit to me. To be honest, I love Duncan Jones. I love his movies.
You know how like little stupid things bother me in Flash and Legends of Tomorrow, and I can't let it go. The fact that there's giant tusks in your mouth and they're going to be mumbling through them, like the design of the characters work when it's still and they don't have to actually talk. But you can't talk when you have giant tusks coming out of your fucking mouth. It's going to sound all fucked up. And if it doesn't.
But that's what they look like.
No, it's just.
Well, but did they ever. I don't think. But,
it just was
the character designed to be eventually talking in a live action movie? I don't think they were thinking that far ahead.
Hey, listen, I'll put it this way, Jordan. Yeah. They made the Hulk movie like 3 times. All right. They made it with Eric Bana, and it didn't look right. All right. Yeah. It looked weird. It looked like Shrek. Okay.
And then it was too.
And they made it with Edward Norton. It looked like a video game. Yeah. And then they finally got it right with this newest version where he looks kind of pretty good. Still not perfect. He's still not 100% right. He's still kind of weird. But so when you take the Hulk and stick tusks in him,
I don't think.
But the Hulk never
you got a problem.
Though orcs have tusks.
I don't think.
Yeah,
so what do you
work. It just
take the tusks out, and then you have people mad that they don't look like orcs?
No, I think that you can have tusks. It's just not the way they're designed. They need to be designed a little differently. They look too much like the Hulk with tusks. You know, they need to be.
Is there any human characters in this? There are. Okay.
Yeah,
there are.
I love I Am Larry.
That's what the Alliance are made out of humans.
That's the whole game. I Am Larry says the Superman Batman movie sucked ass. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, well, he seems to be like 3 weeks behind. He's talking about things that happened like 4 weeks ago. He's like, Supergirl was on Flash. No shit.
We didn't talk about that 7 episodes
this is a live show. We're talking about things that just happened.
To the podcast at jockinerd.com and you'll get our thoughts. We're just busting your balls, Larry.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Poor Larry.
Well, I'm just saying, like, we're doing a live
this is happening right
podcast.
Now? Oh, shit. I thought we had taped this. This is not pre-taped? Wait, how is this?
Yeah, like, why are we going to talk about things that we already talked about?
Larry's in a coma. I apologize. That's why. That's why he's a little behind. That makes sense. If you were in a coma, you would have missed all of this. Welcome back, Larry. I hope you're feeling better. Somebody get him a bag of saline stat.
Listen, okay, let's quickly let me review all the things that Larry has talked about. Pixels. I saw the movie. It sucked balls. Let's see. Flash and Supergirl, cute, but who cares?
Agree.
Superman and Batman movie sucked ass. Of course it did. Welcome to the world. Nobody liked
Larry,
it.
By the way, Donald Trump is now president. I don't know when you woke up, but you missed that. Also, we have a president. Oh shit!
Yes,
water is now
and
wet,
water
and you
is
have to
wet
pay for
now.
It. They put it in bottles and they make you buy it. Have we caught you up? I hope you're caught up. Feel free to jump in, Larry, because then we can bust your balls to your face. Okay, he's right. He talked about Game of Thrones, and they was new, but they was new. They ain't new anymore because
I don't know. I'll give you credit for that, Larry.
They ain't new no more though. There's gonna be another one, and then another one. And so Ruggs, by the way, on Walking Dead, remember how we talked about the kingdom and Ezekiel and the tiger. I think they're casting for Ezekiel. I think we're gonna see Ezekiel and a tiger in the kingdom in season 7. So that's gonna.
Whoa!
I want to see a fucking tiger.
I want to see a tiger
in the Walking Dead world. Happy National Superhero Day. That's all. What else we got? Okay, Blab
I'm
is
getting
being
tired.
laggy.
I'm very tired. I've had a
All
long
right, well,
day.
look,
for real.
I guess let's wrap it up. I'm gonna close the recording.
And it's late.
Jordan, thank you so much. As always, you are a doll, and we'd love every second you hang out with us. Wave bye, everybody. Check out jockandnerd.com for the show and all the links. Bye-bye. Good night to you, everybody.
Good night.
Geek Boner.
Oh, you eat the podcast?
Oh, shit. Jock and Nerd.
I call this.
Oh, he's doing the salmon. Jock and Nerd. Good swimming.
All right, I'm getting toodles.
All right.